Welcome back to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Ferris here on Inside Dirt for part 2 of his post-career feature-length interview with us. We want to thank Dean for trusting us to tell this story, and it is an incredible story, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not gone back and listened to part 1 yet, make sure you do. It covers Dean's early life, his unique path to professional racing, going to the MXGPs, and toughen it out. And we pick up part 2 as he comes back to Australia, starts his championship dominating run, winning 3 MX Nationals championships in a row. We cover the retirements, the injuries, the comeback to his standout privateer championship 2023, and his journey now into the backside of retirement once again, becoming a family man, and the Dean Ferris that you're going to get to know here on the Inside Dirt podcast. All right, Dean Ferris.
We're back.
We're back. We said a few weeks. It's been 6 months.
Yep.
That's on me. We've both been busy.
Yeah, we've both had a fair bit on.
Yeah, man, families and business and everything in between. But it's been tough for everyone listening this season. I underestimated a little bit how difficult it would be scheduling riders to get them into the studio. And during winter, everyone's traveling for Pro MX. So now we're coming to Supercross. We're going to make a big push. And it was time to get Dean back in for part 2, man. So here we are.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yep, no, we've been working on this for a little bit. Wrapping up Pro MX. You had to be on too, so all good. We'll get in part 2 of this and see what we can, you can drag out of me.
Yeah, well, a lot of good feedback from the first episode, the first part. I really enjoyed going back over your career, even the reels and the highlights we were able to put together from nations and different events. And like we said, that was only half of the career span. So we'll pick that up in a minute. But yeah, first, dude, like what's new in Dean Ferris's world?
Yeah, well, oh man, I don't know what I shared last time, but pretty much full-time sports dad. I've been hanging out with my girls. They're crazy into skateboarding, into dancing. So
she absolutely shreds on the skateboard too.
Yeah, dude. She picked it up like last October. So, coming up 10 months. And it was like a skill we didn't know that she had. So that's pretty cool. And I'm glad she's not like pursuing the motocross career.
Would you have wanted her to do that?
I would have supported it for sure, but I'm definitely stoked she's found something else, you know what I mean? Because I just know how hard it is. And if she's like, hey, I want to be a Charlie Cannon, I would be like, I just know
You're going to go with that.
There's a big road ahead with it. Even just having my little girls possibly get injured. Not saying they're not going to hurt a wrist or something on a skateboard, but like motocross is pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it's a different risk exposure, right? Like people ask me, they're like, "Oh, is your son?" And he's 7 now. I think that window's passed, honestly. Where I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." As far as the desire to be at the track 3 days a week for the next 20 years, like I'm set.
Yeah, it's so strange. So when me and Renee planned to have kids, I was like, "Oh yeah, we'll have a boy," and the dream will live on. I'll still be at the track, and it'll be sick. But now that I'm like down the road a little bit for kids, and I had 2 girls, and initially I was like, "Whoa, I might not be at the track forever." And that was kind of scary because that's all I knew at the time, But now I'm like, actually, I'm kind of stoked that I'm not driving to the track every day doing this because I'm like, oh man, I put so much into my career that I'm like, I'm happy to just that the skateboarding's easy. The dancing's kind of easy. It's not too much traveling. And I feel like just something else, you know what I mean? Just learn something else.
It puts it in perspective, doesn't it? Like because my son, he scoots. He's all about scooting right now. Loves it. Watch on YouTube, just scoots every day we can after school on the weekend. It's so accessible. Even with BMX racing, there's tracks around. It's easy. And then it puts it in perspective, like not dropping out. I know we talked about before on the last pod, dropping out of school, training full time as an early teenager, like all those things. You don't see that in a lot of other sports, like even my stepson plays football and cricket, and just being around that environment's been new for me. But you see the different parts of the world with kids' sport, right?
Yeah, and there's a crazy amount of sports when you start looking outside of motocross. Like so many. My other daughter's into cheerleading, and I'm like, she thinks it's awesome. She does all the YouTube and stuff as well. But then when I look at like, where can cheerleading take you? I'm like, everywhere. Well, everywhere but nowhere at the same time. Because do you know anyone that's like older that cheerleads? It's such a young person's sport.
It is a kid's, but isn't there a pathway to like college in America and sports teams and stuff?
Yeah, there is. But that's like, obviously that's just the pinnacle. But I looked up what they earn, and it's like peanuts.
Right. Okay.
As well. Apart from, like, I guess if you're a female, you got opportunity to meet a great football player.
That's a business model, right?
That's a business model. So, unless you go pro at that. But I guess it's just given all these kids something to go for. There's so many different niches, avenues.
Well, they've got to find their thing.
They'd find their thing and then focus on that and give them something to focus on. And I guess as a parent, it's kind of what we're looking for, like give them some purpose.
What's your job as a parent? I've always been so conscious of that with my kids, is like moto for me, it was like, I didn't want to do anything else. It was like all I could think about, all I want to do. And if my kids don't feel that way, I'm probably, you're the same, I'd imagine, right? If they don't feel that way about what they're doing, I don't want them to do it.
No, 100%. We don't push our kids or anything. I know of motocross, like I don't know if we've spoken about this in the last podcast, but I was never pushed.
No, we normally did you a whole, like you had to, that was the most feedback I got from a lot of people who listened to it when you were going to mum being like, I need a sprocket, like, and you're doing it all on your own as a kid.
Yeah. So I guess now that I'm like older, kind of, you start to think back like, oh, why'd I have that trait? How'd that work out? Because like for me personally, I'm like, it actually worked out pretty good. Like just by chance, that I ended up the interest in motocross and some traits to push forward to go well at it. And I'm like, okay, number one rule is my kids need to be interested in it. And I'm not going to push them to do it. They need to want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's hard with moto, like with them being so young, that to make that decision that they want to do it. Because I think it's something, I know, I think we talked about this before as well, like how I used to coach and the environment that it is. Like my kid could race this year and I look at how mentally developed he is as a 7-year-old. I'm like, that's a gnarly environment to put them in at that age.
Yeah.
It's a whole other conversation for a whole nother podcast, but it makes you think, But yeah, you got the fam, you just got the new house, right? You settled down a bit with moving around.
Yeah. So if you follow me, I've been pretty loose with what I do. Racing, retiring. Also traveling, not traveling. But yeah, the girls really wanted to settle down, find their sports, have their friends here at Sunny Coast, and actually at the same time, I'm like ready to settle down. I'm really liking routine, not traveling too far anymore after not traveling the world for so long. So yeah, we decided to buy here on Sunny Coast. It's going to be home now for a very long time. We love it here. Access to everything.
There's no better place to live with kids, man. Like a young family, like where would you want to be otherwise?
Oh man, like it's so close to the beach. It's so close to the mountains. It's pretty chill. Good people around. So yeah, we're stoked.
It's good, man. It's good. Obviously, saw you at QMP. Final round of Pro MX, getting mobbed every time I saw you to chat. You were getting pulled in a million directions, but how was it being back at the races?
Yeah, so that's my first national that I went to this year. Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, kind of cool not having the stress of having to go racing or line up or whatever, and actually be able to talk to some people without being like, hey, got to go, just blow by because you got to get to the line or
get your blinkers on, right?
Yeah, got your blinkers on. You're trying to get ready, prepare for, because of it. It's been my office for like the last 20 years. So I was actually on the other side of the fence this time. So that was kind of chill.
It's a weird feeling, right? Like I can imagine. Obviously, you've stepped back, retired. It's clear you're not going racing, but maybe to be there, it's like the gates drop without you, like it moves on.
Yeah, it is strange. Like this whole not racing business has not been easy, definitely, because I'm like, I know, I'm like, oh, I could do well, and that line looks sick, and
you're there.
It's still there. Like I still know I got ability, and I've got a bike, and I've been doing some riding, and everything still feels like great, like the same. But yeah, it's it is different going there without, the purpose of like, boom, I'm getting there at 6 a.m, doing my warm up, putting the helmet on, I'm prepared, I've got my goggles done. So yeah, different, but it was okay.
And obviously something that happened this year with Joel, I asked if you want to talk about it. Being brother-in-law with your wife Renee, Joel Evans, and it's a hard topic to even breach. It's still pretty fresh, but that's something that would have rocked you guys pretty hard.
Yeah, it's just
for obvious reasons,
so
as it did with all of us.
It's so raw, and I don't even know if it feels real yet, to be honest. Like one thing I'm glad of is that I wasn't racing this year, because I think it would have been like harder and worse
to push through
that, or even being there. You know what I mean? I think, being there, like,
you saw it with a lot of guys that were close with him or even saw it, I hate to say.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it right away, but some of the guys that later in the year when they let their guard down, they're like, it really affected them,
Yeah. So that was that obviously like rattled us. And it's still not normal, I guess. Still trying to, I mean, Renee and I have our own lives, so it's like things are kind of going back to normal for us. But then, like, we had a family event on the weekend, and there's no Joel, and you're just like, shit, man, like, and you go do stuff that like Joel would want to come and do, or come and hang out with the girls, and it's like, so it's going to take some getting used to, and I know it's probably the hardest for Michaela being a life partner, like had a life planned out with Joel. So I mean, we for me and for Renee, we just want to be strong for her and support her, and also Rod and Marie, because it's just the wrong way to do things. Like, to bury a child is not the right way to do things, in my opinion. So
it's difficult, man. Like, I actually saw Joel's dad randomly a few weeks later. We were at the mountain bike store in Maroochydore, 99 Bikes.
Yeah.
I just spun around. I was like, oh shit, hey. And it's a very, like you said, it's not the natural order of things to even discuss that.
Yeah, it's it's rough, man. It's rough. You just like think back and you're like, kind of going about your life that day, and you just don't think you're going to get a call that, of what happened, really. So, and obviously the whole moto community suffering. He was like, such a social butterfly. Lead with a smile on his face. Everyone knew who he was. Everyone watched his YouTube.
Yeah, it's almost like the legend lives on, though. Like, it's not like I don't. It's quite a somber thing to discuss, right? So I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's so fresh.
Yeah.
And especially with him being family. But the response, I think, that the community had really, I wouldn't say blew me away because we've seen it before, but maybe someone of his stat caliber in the sport and how universally loved he was, you saw the community come together. I've never really seen it to that degree. And maybe now it's social media and awareness and YouTube, but he kind of paved that way. It's a little ironic, don't you think? Like the journey he had to then get the support he had afterward.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, and
like, I don't know how to talk about this.
Like, I know, like, I know there's just so many things. It's like, kind of, the legacy lives on through this, and it's, I know it's, I don't even know what to say about it.
I don't, man.
Yeah, but I know what you're trying to say, and it is really cool that the moto community supported him and still supports him. And I know, like, we supported Braden as well. I feel like, given that Joel has a baby on the way of Michaela and she's pregnant, there's extra support there, just because we're like, oh man, he's left a pretty big gap here.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's where a lot of support is, and we'll try to keep that going throughout the years. And the same with Braden. We'll try to do something to remember him, and same with McFarlane. That was already 15 years ago. Everyone remembers him. So
it's I think we'll leave that there, but I guess we couldn't not bring it up.
No, of course, no. It's it's definitely something that happened for all of us, and pretty close to me and Renee. So dealing with that for the last few months, and it's probably one of the reasons we have got around to doing this podcast, actually. So
I mean, it's obviously you had a lot going on with that, and let's just leave it at how can people support Joel still. There's still the GoFundMe active and different things, right?
I'm not sure about the GoFundMe personally. I'm not sure about that, but we are doing a ride day for him in a couple of weeks at August. I think that'll probably be the last thing we do for the year. There's been a lot of support from the community. We appreciate it, and this might be the last one for this year. But I think in the future we're going to run one annual ride day.
Annual, I think, would be a really good thing.
There's one annual ride day to remember him, to run a good event, maybe an RPA or a race day, kind of combined over the weekend. And then, of course, to try to raise a bit of money for the cause for Michaela and for little Freddie.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, before we get into the story, One thing I know a lot of people are interested to know, obviously you've finished up professional racing and you post often about what you and Renee do with work. So like, what are you guys up to now before we get into the racing? Because I know if we talk about this at the end of a 2-hour career, you know, it's going to be hard to probably sound as enthusiastic after we.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. So
I'm more curious about, like what, I know Renee does her coaching and her personal development work, and she's been building that for a long time. Yeah, I'm just, curious.
Yeah, so Renee's been, she's a distributor for Enagic, which is an affiliate marketing business model for a water ionizer and some, just a way to improve your home water system. She's been doing that for like 4 years now. Man, the products are awesome. I swear by them. It helped me as an athlete in my career. Personally, I tried to dabble into that. I didn't really know what I was doing. I don't really know, and I'm not a huge social media guy. I kind of am, but I just post a picture and, of me riding. That's kind of how my following's always been.
Yeah.
So it is definitely more Renee's deal with that.
Although I guess I see you share a lot of her stuff.
But I share her stuff, and we're always doing stuff together as a family. Like, we're a pretty tight family unit.
Yeah.
So Renee's doing really well in that, but like I'm still in a transition of like, what am I going to do?
Are you, like, I guess not to put you on the spot, but we haven't talked about this off camera. So I don't know what I'm going to do as a fine response, but like, is there a, what's next for me sort of thing looming? Are you trying to figure that out?
Still trying to figure it out, man. Like, I feel like I'm okay now that I'm not racing.
Because you had some real world businesses during COVID, didn't you? You had a cleaning company or something?
Yeah, I had a house washing business. It went really well. It just took off. It was just something that I could get off the ground really quick, low overhead. You don't need tickets or an education or a trade or anything.
Yeah.
I had a mate come in and help me with that. I ended up going racing again. I didn't really want the stress of that. It's not that stressful, but I'm like,
well, if you're trying to race professionally.
Yeah, I was daylight to dark just training. He was running it, and I'm like, mate, if you want it, it's yours. So he ended up buying that off me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a pretty cool little project. Might do something like that down the road. Just trying to work out exactly what it is I want to do.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I don't have an answer.
Yeah, okay.
I'm still in a transition phase. I'm pretty lucky that, I got myself into a position after my career. I didn't have to work on Monday after Sunday from not racing. I've been pretty happy just hanging with the girls, going scootering, taking them skateboarding, taking them to dance, go to the bakery, have pie, whatever it is. So yeah,
And that's great, man, because I was actually I caught up with Justin Carafa at QMP, and Justin's our sort of age, maybe a little bit. How old are you again?
I think he's a bit older. I'm 35.
Yeah, okay, so we're a little older than you, a couple of years, right? But like, same deal. We catch up a couple of times a year, and you start to talk about the era of racing, and it's like, oh, I saw him, and he's doing this and he's doing that, and it's like they're so far removed from,
the motocross world.
Yeah, motocross world, and it's not a good or a bad thing, but that statement you just said there really hit me. Where it's like a lot of them are unfortunately in the position where they finish up at whatever race it is, Supercross or motocross, whenever they finish, and they're going straight to work.
Yep.
Like whatever they're doing is coming next in a hurry, right?
Yeah, like I felt like I had to do that through COVID, because I had all my cash in real estate.
Yeah.
Like it was all tied up, but boom, COVID come, salary's gone. Like I've got equity, but I've got no cash flow.
Nothing to access.
Yeah. So that's why I started a business. Yeah. So after all the COVID thing unraveled, I was like, oh, okay, what am I going to do now? That didn't work. Scary. That was scary. So, changed my approach with what I did financially and with my money. So, fortunately I've been able to have this time, not just to be able to, process the whole lot. There's 20 years of being a pro. And I just wanted to spend more time with the girls, and I've been able to do that. So that's really cool.
That's awesome, man.
But hey, going to talking about people like, finishing up their career or not even really making it and then going in. I know a lot of people that kind of just disappeared when they were 16, 17. And then they come out of the woodwork like 10 years later, and a lot of them have done really well in business.
Been very successful.
Really successful. Yep. Like they put that effort that they were putting in, which was a fair bit, into motocross.
Into the real world.
Put it into the real world. And I feel like motocross is when, I often joke and say we're not the full quid, but we actually I feel like motocross to see the world a fair bit different to a lot of people.
You have to be different.
You have to be different, right? Just knowing the risk and do what you do. And I think it's from what I've seen, it's been a really good recipe for, kids and people making it in business. So
I think there's like I don't know, a 70-30 split where I think we should
go the other way.
can go the other way.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I've seen some people, like a few people have just ended up in jail for whatever reason. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Or they went really good in business. I haven't seen too much in between, to be honest.
I think, I don't know if you and I talked about it, but I talk about it a lot where, and my partner's in the health and wellness space, and I've had sit downs with kinesiologists and all different therapies and modalities. But you think about what your brain processes, same as like UFC fighters or any action sport, speed sport, motorsport, outside of a roll cage. The risk is real, but what your brain slows down to process and have clarity in that moment, I don't think that's a normal functioning brain. I don't mean that in a bad way at all, but I think like you said, it goes one or two ways. It's not always so conducive to making you a very well functioning human being, because your brain is used to processing risk and danger and adrenaline and endorphins from very risky behavior, or you get to break it down.
Yeah.
And sometimes with ego and everything else that comes with it to be good at that sport, you see it, like you said, go one or two ways, right? I mean, I've seen kids I coached that were absolutely should have gone all the way and been, and some of them have passed away, man, like through just completely going off the rails. And it wasn't through not having good people around them either.
They're just wired different.
They're just wired different. So absolutely a lot of success stories, and more often than not, you see a successful racer, they're going to be successful in life.
Yeah, for sure. You put that one. Yeah, I've never really been able to put it in words. I just know we're not the full we're not saying it. Yeah. So, but yeah, if you, it's cool now that there's so many podcasts coming out, like such yourself and like Gypsy and that, and they're interviewing all the old dudes that were successful in like AMA, like Albertine and Peckel before him.
Yeah.
They're all coming out and it's like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, I'm doing this and doing that. And they've all, dude, you've done really good.
Yeah.
Like better with business than you did with racing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty incredible, inspiring.
Well, I think for a lot of people, you can choose, right? Is racing the end or is it the beginning? Like, is it going to define, and you do see it, some guys like, oh man, I was this, I was that.
Yeah.
And they never go any further.
Oh man, I get it. You're like, you have a massive battle with the ego afterwards, because you're like, I know I can still do it, but I made this decision to not do it.
You could sit on your porch at Yandina at night and be like, I was Dean Ferris, right? Like,
yeah, that's right.
And do that for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Or you can
go do something.
What's next?
Yeah, that's right.
What's the next evolution of me?
Yeah. So,
well,
yeah, it's going all right. I don't think, I think people underestimate how hard it is to step out of the sport. I know Brian already talks about this now.
Yeah, the death of a racer.
Yeah.
He talks about it.
And he's been talking about it for a while. And I'm like, what's he kind of talking about? But it's like, when you do step away, you're like, it's
who am I?
Yeah.
It's who am I?
Yeah. You kind of got your identification wrapped around, or your ego wrapped around what you've done. And I feel like I was never there to be a superstar, or always just there for me and trying to master something.
I don't think it's as intrinsic as being a superstar, though, is in the sense of it's all relative to the level you get to, right? Like your level, you were the best guy in Australia, multi-time champion. You did world, did America. Doesn't matter if you weren't a superstar. Like, okay, let me rephrase that.
No,
but
yeah,
you didn't have that persona. You were the opposite of that. You would get the job done, stay humble.
I was just there,
but that's still everything in your life. And also everyone in your life revolved around. It's like this big solar system. The world revolves around Dean.
Yeah,
because it has to.
Yeah,
and then I mean, you and Renee seem super strong and awesome, but like you look at it from a relational point. How many relationships end when guys' careers ends?
Yep.
Because all of a sudden they don't know who the fuck they are anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
And their missus is like, hold up.
Oh yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing now? Like, it's a horrible thing to say, but you see it go other ways.
Yeah. No, it's definitely been tough. Stepping away, not in like a depressive kind of, just a like, oh man, what now? So no, it's going well though. And I'm so glad I've got kids and something else, something I can focus on.
Yeah, man, 100%. And it looks like you spend a lot of time with the girls, and I show my daughter, your daughter, skateboarding because she's just got a board, and I'm starting to get her lessons.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, like, look at this.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
But, all right, so what the people are really here for is the continuation of the career story. So I went back and listened this morning when I was in the shower. That sounds really weird, actually.
It's normal what guys think of me in the shower.
Yeah, but I did. I put it on when I was in the shower because I was like, this is the only chance I'm going to get a timestamp on where we got to. And we finished it up where you come back from breaking your wrist at home after you finish Supercross in America.
Yep.
And basically you talk to Roger and he's like, yeah, we can have you race over here the rest of outdoors in 2014, I think this is.
Correct.
Or Ice One's got a spot in Europe on a 450?
350.
350.
In MX1.
Well, that's such that era, isn't it? 350.
Yeah.
So you can go back and do that if you want. And obviously that's what you decided to do.
Yeah, so I did. It was on the spot, had to make a decision. I was like, wasn't really enjoying America, like a whole Supercross and just kind of being there on my own. I was like, I wasn't really into it. I was like, I kind of like the idea of going back to my friends in Europe. Really liked it there. I was like, yep, I'm going. Had to pack up an apartment on my own in like a day and a half. Got it done. Was out of there. Flew back to Europe. And yeah, Ice One Husqvarna.
That was the Raikkonen team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I rode for Ice One in 2012. Raikkonen owned it.
Yeah.
It then went KTM, and then by the time I got there in 14 again, it was Husqvarna. So they took on the factory Husqvarna deal.
That's right.
For MX1.
Yeah.
And yeah, they picked me up, got tested straight away, was loving it being back in Europe. There with my friends. I just felt like I was back home,
You're based in Belgium again?
Based in Belgium, yep. I was there living with my friends. Just around the corner from Lowell.
Yep.
And yeah, just kicked it off in Europe because I'm like, I want to get a contract back in Europe. Race World Championship again. I'll forget about Supercross thing for now. It didn't really work out that well for me.
I guess it scratches that itch, right? You like, I've been there now. I think that happens to a lot of people with America where you go there and you like, oh, it's actually not all it's cracked up to be.
I mean, it was cool. But I was like, I just wasn't fitting in.
It's not for everyone.
No, it's not for everyone.
No.
You know what I mean? I was like, you know what? I like Europe. I like motocross. Supercross is like not my biggest passion. I've been really public about that. I was always a motocross guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, back there. Oh man, I had like a week before I was at the first Grand Prix that's scheduled, which was in Sweden at Uddevalla. Started out really well. It was like second fastest in time qualifying, but then the weekend progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse. Didn't even finish the second moto. Didn't know why. Had nothing left in the tank. Man, woke up the next day with the flu. So, the day before you get the flu, you're just like, oh, something's off. I don't know what it is. Yeah. So, unfortunately, that happened there. But yeah, just got on top of that. The next one was at Finland. Rode my heart out. Missed out on a podium by like nothing. Yeah, the thickness of the hair, mate. I think I got passed with like 2 corners ago by STARCROSS.
And this is an MX1.
MX1.
Yeah.
Yep.
On a 350.
Yep. First I raced MX1 2012. Yeah. Yeah, I was on a 350.
Yeah.
The thick was actually not bad, eh? Like, really, surprisingly, the 350 is awesome off the start.
Well, I think that era of, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know for sure, but I heard a lot about how obviously the stock motor is a 350, but by the time they get done with, almost like a 400 by the time they're done with them, right?
Yeah, and just the way that the engine revved really fast, it was just awesome off the start. Some tracks not great, didn't quite have the torque of the 450, but the way Ice One had that thing set up was pretty badass bike.
It wouldn't work today with the way the 450s are now, but I feel like back then there was still that transition of the 450s not.
And that was kind of towards the end of the 350 era. Like Corolla come out, I feel like he would have won on a 125. He was that good.
Yeah.
And he was still on a 350. I was excited to get on 350. That bike was pretty decent. Engine was really good. I got to say, same as the KTM in 14 in America, that bike and the biker racer next year, that old KTM, it did not suit me. Like, I know Gibbs talks about he liked that frame, but I'm like, that is the one frame I didn't.
Yeah, the complete opposite.
It did not suit me. I had like no front end feel.
How fun is that? Because Gibbsy sat where you are and he was like, I would give anything you'd be able to race that bike again.
Yeah.
Basically.
And I'm pretty sure Todd Waters liked that bike. Because I know the next year he got forced to ride the new one early and he didn't like it. So
Todd Ice one around the same time.
So I was pretty much filling in for Todd because he was riding for Ice One.
That's right. Yeah.
He and I think Rattray had an injury.
Yeah.
They had no one, so they flew me over, but they wanted me on the 350. Todd was on the 450.
Yeah.
So I essentially filled in for Rattray.
Right.
On his bike, but they had that thing pretty dialed. I went good on that bike, almost got a podium, second race there, and we were building together. I actually gelled with the team really well. With Auntie, I really liked the Finnish guys. I just hit it off with them every time.
Well, Finns are cool, man. Like I hung out with a bunch from back in the day in California, and they're a different. It's like the Finns and the Scandinavians. They're rad, like radical. A different, whole different vibe. Hey?
Yeah, everything I worked out. Everything that the Finns say is like actually not serious. They
talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, they just talk shit all the time. And
like Aussies in a way.
Yeah. They're the Aussies of Europe. That's what I worked out. So I got along with them really well. We were building. We went pretty good at long haul. I think we went like 8-8 and even had crashes in the moto and it was strong. And then I was only going to fill in for a few like maybe 4 or 5 Grand Prix. But then we started doing so good together that I think Rattray and them parted ways.
Right.
And then
when Rattray retired? Was that
no, the year before.
Right.
Rattray, for some reason, they had a misunderstanding. Don't know what it was, but they decided, hey, we'll go to the overseas races, which was the last 2 of the year with you. I was like, cool. I'm having a good time.
You getting paid from this?
What the deal was is KM would pay me out with my American contract.
Right. And then that funded you.
And that funded you. So like, it was just easy, bro. Just like, we'll just keep paying you. You just go there. It's all good.
Yeah.
We're the same company.
Like you're on the books either way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that was, it all worked out good.
I often wondered how, as much as they are the same company, you got MXGP budget, AMA budget,
No, it's all come from Austria.
Yeah.
Like I think when they were wiring me money, it was coming, like when I was in America, it was coming from Austria.
Yeah, right.
So they just,
it makes no difference.
Piece of cake. They're like, oh, we'll just rewire it this way.
Yeah.
Because I had a bank account in Belgium.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, we were building. I went and did a German national in Geldorf. I beat Nagel that weekend in a moto. I got second overall.
Just to beat him in Germany is pretty impressive.
Dude, and that's when he was winning the Grand Prix on a Honda.
Yeah.
Towards the end of that year. So I want to say that was almost the highest level I reckon I got to. Definitely in Europe.
Yeah.
Anyway, we flew out to Brazil the next weekend and Moto 1 went really good, was up the front battling the whole moto with Cairoli and that. I think I got like 5th. Moto 2 was in the battle, was like 3rd to the first 10 minutes or 12 minutes, whatever it was. Tucked the front, broke my femur. Bro, just, you go to those countries and you're like, this is sketchy.
As soon as you said Brazil and the tone of your voice, I was like, what happened? Like,
yeah, dude. So like,
and this is the one thing that I know where this story is going to go now, but like the MXGP business model, I don't understand that bit of it.
Yeah. So I started questioning my decisions after that because I was in Brazil, broken femur, sketchy as I've talked about it before, but man, no one spoke English in town. We were like 30 minutes out of town. I was like, oh no, it's in a situation.
Yeah.
I was so lucky though that the doctor that was on hand there at the track, he got to me instantly. He rode his bike across the track, wasn't supposed to. Got to me. He spoke English. I was like, thank God
someone's here to help.
Thank God someone speaks English. He listened to me. He asked, "What's wrong?" I'm like, broken femur. He's like, anything else? I'm like, no. Got me off the track.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was uncomfortable.
Was it still in your leg? It wasn't.
Yeah, this was
It wasn't compounded or anything.
It wasn't compounded, but it definitely wasn't strong.
You moved a lot.
Yeah, like I moved my body around, so it kind of looked strong.
Oh, and you got photos of it? X-rays?
I got an X-ray of it being done with the pin in it, and there's a photo on the net of. There's actually a video of me crashing
All right, we'll find
The
out.
crash, put it over the top.
Yeah.
Man, I come off this down ramp, just, and it wasn't even a down ramp. It was like going up the side of another like rise, washing the front for ages. I'm like, oh damn it,
Yeah.
washing the front because they'd watered a bit. Went down, boom, rolled over, snubbed legs. So, but yeah, that was a situation. It was a long story.
So where did they take you for surgery? Like,
They took me into town. Auntie Peronin, the team manager, come with me, and they didn't know anything about insurance. I had to pay cash to even get in the hospital. They wanted cash for the surgery. They didn't know anything about insurance. Man, I'm sitting in this room till midnight, like downstairs, like just in the first door. And I had to pay cash to get in the hospital. Jeez. So Auntie's going around to ATM getting enough cash. So I'll get in there.
how much was the surgery?
Oh, it's like a few €1,000 or something.
Right.
It wasn't crazy, but it's like
Trying
trying
to
to
make
get
it
that.
happen quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, but trying to get that cash out of ATMs in Brazil, he had to go to a few different ones because he kept getting like locked out. He couldn't get that much.
Yeah.
And we looked at every option of not getting surgery there because we're like, this is like a 3-horse town. Like, we're like, but there's no way you can travel.
You can't fly with that. No.
You're so unstable.
Yeah.
That doctor that helped me at the track, when the day wrapped up, he came and found me at the hospital, said, hey man, I know you sketched out.
Was he a Brazilian doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was more of a paramedic actually. And he's like, I know you sketched out that you're here, but he's like, I got both my knees done at this hospital by this one surgeon. He's good, trust me. And I go, oh, okay. Because we had no other option.
Yeah. It's reassuring at least.
Yeah, long of the short, mate, it was a bit of a situation. They got me up to the ward at like 1 a.m. And man, it was hot. There's no aircon, there's no Wi-Fi. I couldn't reach the phone, no nothing. I just stuck, just lay there with broken femur all night. It was in traction.
Oh, man.
And I was like,
Sounds
oh
awful.
man.
Talk about like thinking about your life choices at that moment. That was
So at that moment, I was like, oh, and I know that MXGP goes to a lot of third world countries.
yeah.
I'm like, gosh, if this was something worse, like an internal bleed, like I could have died here, you know. So at that point, I was like, do I really want to be at World Championship
Still
still?
want to be doing those.
Yeah, but I'd already signed a contract to go back the next year.
Yeah. Right.
I had.
So you done enough. Yeah.
I'd done enough, had a contract.
With the team.
No, it was with the other Husqvarna team.
Right.
So the MX2 team, but they put me on as a 350 rider in MX1.
Yeah.
So they kind of,
Okay, there's moving stuff around to make it fit.
yeah, just moving around, made it work. It was okay.
So that would have been for 2015, yeah?
For 2015. So I'd already signed. I'd committed to that. I'm like, okay, cool. I've got no choice. I'm going back to the Grand Prix. Because at that point, I was like, healthcare to me was pretty important.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, you've been through enough of it, right?
I'd been through a fair bit.
So that's 2 major surgeries in the same year. You had your wrist
Yes.
and now your femur.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh man, when am I going to catch a break?
Oh, not literally. You already caught a few.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that took a long time to recover from too.
So they put a rod in it and everything.
They put a rod in it, but I just had complications. Like I had like bone growth from the scar tissue. You know, I get mad. I don't know what it's called. Whatever the term is for bone growing in scar tissue. I can't think of it right now. Which caused issues in my hip. My femur the next year was so rigid with that nail in it.
Yeah.
That everything just ricocheted back off my femur and down to my lower legs, and I ended up with periosteitis, which is a severe case of shin splints.
Yeah.
So there was more.
It's never good to have rods in your body. Like,
No, your whole body, everything flexes, everything acts like suspension, and you put like this massive rod in your femur. It's just
rigid.
it's rigid. It just doesn't work properly.
Mm.
So yeah, I returned to Europe, pretty much did my whole winter there, which was, I don't know how they do it, honestly.
Is that your first winter in
That
Europe?
was my first one, speaking.
It's
It was my last one. It was like, it's gonna be it was my last one.
I tell people about growing up in the UK and like they don't get it. As in, I remember being a kid going to the races, and in the morning in practice, you'd go to the deepest sand track and it would be hard pack because it's frozen. And then first moto, it's a bit slushy. Second moto, it's a mudder because it's fully melted. And then by the third moto, it's starting to freeze over again.
Yeah.
It is and you're riding with 2 pairs of gloves on, thermals, long johns, whatever you want to call them. Like, it is so cold.
It's so gnarly. I remember I wasn't even riding until January, and I'll be like running in the morning. It's still dark at like 7 o'clock.
Yup.
Dude, I've got like 5 layers on, and I am trying not to slip over because
It's ice.
the path is icy. So anyway, it was I'm glad I did it, because now looking back,
Yeah.
and even when it thawed out in like April and May or whatever it was, I was like, can't believe I just did that. That was
Make you
tough.
mentally tough.
But man, here's the thing. I remember like my brother stayed with me that year in Europe, and we'd be like, you know, all laid up, get in my little car to go to the gym, which was just like 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
Next to the Lommel track it was. And we'd be at the lights, like beanies, everything, inside, heater on. And outside is these kids riding to school on their bicycles with no beanie on.
Yeah.
Just a jacket. And me and my brother are looking at each other going, if only they knew. That's just normal. It's so normal. Like, but in Australia, you just never deal
Well,
with.
think about how cold we feel right now. Like, in the mornings is probably under 10 degrees. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, it was like 5 last night.
Yeah, like it was. I put the heater on pretty early. It's like 3 a.m. I was like, I put the heater on there. I'm cold.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's nothing compared. But I will say here, the houses are not designed to stay.
No, they're not.
Not designed to stay.
It's pretty comfortable, I would say, living there in the houses, and you do have enough attire, like you wet the right stuff, but like riding in it, there's nothing you can do.
No,
like
you would be indoors for the winter. Like you go to the pub, you go home,
yeah,
you go to work, like you're fine.
it's actually kind of nice. Like especially in England, you go get like a pub meal.
I miss that. I guess
yeah,
that.
dude, and then they've got their fire going. Like
Yeah.
not like Belgium's not kind of like that. They're not as kind of classy, I'd say. You know, like I felt like English winter was really nice.
It's a different vibe in parts of Europe. Like culturally though, Europe is super different to even England. Like it's completely different.
It is so different. It is so different. But man, trying to
if you want to get yourself.
yeah, I'm good. I'm getting my jumper on. We're talking about getting cold.
It is a bit chilly, yeah.
But no,
Adam surfs all winter. He's looking at us like, what's wrong with you, boss?
dude, trying to ride at Lommel in the winter is like the hardest thing I've had to do on a bike. You can't feel your fingers.
Did you experience what I'm talking about, where the sand track was hard pack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually at the 0 degrees is the worst time to ride because you don't know if it's frozen or if it's going to break. You're going to break through the sand. It's so sketchy.
You get pockets of the track where it is a sand track, where there's a bit of sun in a corner or something.
Yeah, so you're trying to deal with that and you can't feel your fingers.
Yeah.
You're trying to work out how many layers to get on because you can't like have a jacket on where you can't breathe. Like your chest can't breathe. Oh man, it's an art.
It is. I remember I had it down growing up in the UK, whereas like some people used to wear like the air filter rubber gloves. I could never ride with them because you get so sweaty.
Yep.
And then I tried like the actual winter moto gloves, and they're so bulky I'd get arm pump.
Yeah.
And the others ran handguards.
So the only thing that, handguards were good. I tried everything, pepper in the gloves, latex under your riding gloves. Only thing that actually worked, and I don't even know where I got this from, was make your hands so cold before you get to the track that your body's just pumping blood to your fingers and hands all day.
Yeah.
So on the way to Lommel, I worked out if I put my hands out the window and pretty much freeze them off and then sit them under my butt while I'm driving and do that like 3 times, my hands will warm all day.
Yeah, okay.
It's the only thing that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being like racing, I don't know, 15s, and what I finally figured out was, for me, what worked is handguards, the hand warmers, the packets.
Yeah.
I would put them in my palms.
Dang, I didn't even know they existed back then.
Yeah, and then I would take them out just before the board.
Yeah.
And then I would just pretty much burn my gloves on my pipe to the point of it being a problem.
Yeah.
And then it would get me to where the adrenaline kicked in, where you don't feel it. But practicing was so much different because you didn't have the adrenaline.
No,
you're just like, why the fuck am I out here? Like,
yep. So I survived winter there. I was trying. The riding was not good though. I think I had, just with the femur, it took a long time to get over, like mentally. And I was speaking about this the other day with someone, and I'm not even a guy to be scared of crashing. I've just never been scared to crash. Like I'll put my balls on the line to win a race or a last corner pass, whatever it is. And I felt okay, but man, I was
mentally
like so slow when I come back. I was trying, and it wasn't until like probably end of May, start of June where something clicked.
Yeah.
And I got over it, and I literally went from like oh, what was it? I went to the British Grand Prix and I was like 18th.
Yeah, right.
Dude, could barely get a point. And then that week, made a small bike change. Something mentally clicked with me. Showed up the next week in France. Had a good time with some good mates. Had a laugh. Bike was good. Track kind of suited me. And then I went 4-4
Yeah, right.
at the Grand Prix. That was in a 1 week span.
That's like, I remember talking to you on the last pod where there were these moments for you where it was literally a light switch though. Hey,
Yep.
that was one of those.
Yeah, it was. I think, oh man, I'm a big environment guy, and looking back, just things fell into place, kind of like, I think we spoke about this as well. I just let it go. I'm like, man, I've been trying so hard.
You're almost like, fuck it. Like,
Fuck
whatever
it,
happens,
just had some friends there. We had the best night, just having a laugh out of town. I don't know what we're doing, just playing jokes and stuff. And then just had a mate there drove down from Belgium with me. Dude, we just had a sick weekend and took some good things into the race, and I just rode great.
Right.
So, and it as well, that chassis for me, that KTM, that 1415, it worked unreal on like rock hard surface, and for that track ended up rock hard.
Yeah, it was the French chalky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything soft that year, if there was like Great Britain where it's like tacky and it just pull the bike into the ground, or anything like sandy, I just could not go fast.
I don't know if we talked about it before, but I also don't think anyone that's not from Europe or has rode in Europe understands that you're riding on rock. Like, when you go to them hilly
If you
tracks.
hard pack there, it is like hard pack, rock, shaly.
Yeah, like
there's in the ground.
There's clay hard pack.
Yeah.
And then there's that flint and
Yes.
chalk that comes up from, and it's
That
literally
flint-
rock.
That fleet is where the bike rode awesome.
Yeah. But I don't think people, but ironically, I find it more grippy if you grew up riding that stuff. Like, I know it messes with a lot of the Americans, and maybe there was a transition for you. Like, I grew up riding that in the UK, and it's like, you can look at a chalky part of the hill, or you can look at the Rockies exposed, and you just know how your bike's going to react to it because you always rode it.
Yeah, I didn't grow up riding that stuff, but I adapted it pretty well.
Yeah.
Because like Kyogo, when it was wet, was so tacky, like the picture in the background here, Toowoomba, like that tack.
Yeah.
And that's my forte. But it was when it was dry and when we had a drought, it was just like marbles.
Yeah.
So
Pure hard pack.
yeah, pure hard pack. So that flinty stuff wasn't too far from what I knew.
Foreign to you.
Yeah.
So did you finish out the 15 season?
Oh yeah, I finished it. Finished every Grand Prix. Had a few flashes of brilliance. Went really good in Sweden. Again, hard pack. I think I went like 6-4 for fourth. Yeah. One other track I did, Germany, Turchental, always went good there. I led the Grand Prix for like,
that was like
28 minutes or something, with like Paul and all the Cairoli, Stravos, all of them right behind me. Just didn't have enough gas to get across the line in the lead. Kind of wheels would fall off, end up like fifth or something. So yeah, I had some good rides, some decent national, like we did some national racing as well. Had some decent rides doing that too. But just, yeah, it was, I felt like I said, like my life was pretty messy. I said in the last podcast, relationships with people and people back home and parent and mum. And I just felt like I really needed to get my life on track.
Yeah.
And to do that, I was like, I need to come back to Australia. Yeah. So I called TC. I got along with him great when I rode for him. Obviously called CDR because that was, CDR. And yeah, in about August sometime, I signed with CDR. Knew I was coming home. But yeah, I wrapped
pressure off.
Yeah, took pressure off. I wrapped it up, finished every Grand Prix. Nothing major happened. I didn't have any other injuries. So like I felt like I'd won by like finishing.
Just getting through a season.
Just getting through a season because it's been a long time since I've done that.
Yeah. And then are you at that point that you're coming home for good? Or are you like, I'm going to come home for a bit, maybe go back? Or are you just closing the door behind you?
Nah, at this point I was coming home for a bit.
Right. It wasn't like a...
Get my life back on track, build myself. And I actually wanted to learn how to win. Because I left before I'd won anything. Yeah. At this point, I hadn't even won an overall in Australia. I'd won a Grand Prix. I've done well at Nations. Race World Championship 4 years, won nationals over there, but I hadn't won Australian. I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, at this point,
There's a lot to that too, man.
There is.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, I was excited. I was away for 4 years. It felt like eternity, to be honest, because I've always loved Australia. I love my hometown of Corrigal. I loved hanging out with my mates. Felt like I sacrificed a lot, and I was really excited to come home and rebuild myself, see my friends,
Yeah.
ride some familiar tracks, and see if I could get to that next level, which I wanted to get to.
Yeah, for sure. So the deal with CDR, probably in Europe, you're probably making more money coming back than you are making over there, or?
I got signed on for a fair bit of money my last year there. I made about 200 grand Aussie sign on in Europe, which was like a lot more than everything. So like my first year, second year, I ran for peanuts, like had nothing. It's like 100 grand for KDM and for.
But are you like responsible for
travel? Yeah.
So you're still spending a decent chunk.
Yeah. Still spend a lot. But my last year was a pretty good contract. It's just that you couldn't pay me to do that again because I was pretty miserable that year on my own. I didn't really click with that other Husky team. We had a lot of differences. And that was part of the reason I wanted to get home, make some, get some support.
Yeah, just have the people around.
Just have the people around. So, yeah, I come home with a little bit of cash in my pocket for sure, and built my first investment property with that.
Yeah,
I just threw the whole lot down and started again. Yeah. So like had like $5 grand in my bank account by the time I did that.
Just got on with it. Yeah.
Yeah, got on with it. So yeah, sign on here was like below an average wage.
Yeah.
Even with CDR. But
I think we're coming out the other side of that now, where the sign-ons are starting to elevate, it seems.
Yeah, I've heard.
Right, awesome.
Yeah.
But for a while there, it was very bonus heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I just backed myself with the bonuses.
Yeah.
They were pretty good then, even for back then, like 12.
Yeah.
And overall.
On the weekend.
Yeah, and I was like, cool, if I get a bunch of these, I'll make a good amount of money. And I did.
Yeah.
I think first year, went down a fair bit of winning.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now because obviously, so 2016, you come back, the buzz in the pits is Gibbsy's just won.
Yep.
Todd is back as well.
Yep.
Todd goes back.
Yeah, so Todd wasn't going to come back. I think he had a 3-year contract for KTM, but then that fell over somehow.
Something happened.
Yeah.
And he had a last-minute deal with that Wilson's Suzuki team,
yep.
which probably wasn't on par with you and Gibbsy as far as infrastructure. But he still went fast on that bike.
Yep.
So all of a sudden it was you three back battling again is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, so...
I'm trying to remember where was round one that year? 2016 round one?
Yeah, it was down at Horsham.
Yeah. And you won that?
I won the first moto. I smashed him, and then typical Dino, old school Dino, crashed in Moto 2 through the whoops.
You
had like a helicopter.
Our TV trailer was right there, I remember.
Oh, dude, got up. Couldn't catch him, got third overall.
That was a moto.
Oh man, I was so livid because I'm like, I knew I was like the fastest guy.
Yeah.
By a fair bit.
I remember just seeing seeing your bike facing the wrong, because I was like, the TV trailer was at the start of the whoops.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing your bike facing us sort of thing while you were still on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not good.
Yeah. So, oh man, it sucked, man, because like I'd never just finished in my earlier days a national without doing something dumb like that.
Yeah, it's you, man.
So I did all the preseason races, won all them.
Yeah.
I raced in New Zealand. I actually threw that championship away as well with him on Rash, and Cody Cooper won it.
It's hard to beat Coops.
Dude, I was blindingly fast when I got home. Yeah, no, Cooper's.
You were so fast that year, man.
Yeah, so got third overall. The next round was Appen.
Yeah, it was.
And I like 1-3 for the overall.
Yeah.
I think because Medi was here part-time.
Yeah, who was he riding that Husky thing that year?
Husky thing,
yeah.
Part-time. He went fast in Moto 2. Mossy went with him. I think I got third. So I went like 1-3 or 3-1.
It's interesting hearing this because now you're talking about it, I remember it.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to look past you dominating here for years and not losing motos.
Yeah.
But it didn't start out that way.
No, it didn't. So that second round at Appen was my first ever overall in Australian Nationals.
No shit.
Yep, not in MX1. I never won a pure overall.
Yeah.
in any class. So it was like a big deal. I'm like, oh, I worked it out. Next round with Broadford, I went like 4-1 for second.
I was that year Broadford was really
wet.
And
Yeah. It rained in the morning.
Yeah.
Gibbs won the overall. I was still tentative. Like, I was so fast, but then like, even when I didn't crash, I'm like, I didn't want to throw it away, and I didn't know how to put.
Well, I think the backstory of all the injuries and you say, which again I didn't really put into context. You still hadn't learned how to win.
No,
you were so fast, and you figured it out. We'll get to that, but obviously it was up. All I remember from 2016, honestly, is two instances. I remember you and Gibbsy crashing together at Wanneroo.
Yeah,
where you were just you won Moto 1, and you were going so fast.
Yeah, so that was a turning point. So let me get to that. So the next round was I'll building this. The next round was Murray Bridge. Man, struggled there. I didn't get on the podium. I was like 3-4. I don't know. Ruined goggles. Not fast enough. I got super pole, but then just.
Who was your teammate that year, Mosig?
It was Reardon.
That's right.
It was Reardon.
He was fast that year too. There was some depth that year, man.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, that was. Mosig,
Moss,
Monia. No, Monia stepped away already at this point.
He retired already.
Yeah, he was riding for TC the year before.
Oh, he broke his wrist at the I-14 Supercross.
Then there was a Honda team with like Jay Wilson and Dylan Long.
That was then they did their in-house team, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And then Urief still had his team as well.
Correct. And I can't remember. No, Urief wasn't. Was Urief not? I don't think Urief was there that year.
No, he was.
Okay.
There was some internal Honda beef. I don't remember.
Okay.
But basically they were like, we're doing our own. Remember the road racing team and the Honda road race team. This is 16, yeah. Honda road race team did the factory motocross team.
Correct. And it was called Cranked Honda.
Cranked Honda.
Yeah.
And then Urief still had, I think it was Penrite Honda. I don't remember what it was. But
yeah, I can't remember who rode for him.
I'm trying to remember because.
And then, so there was Reed and his teammate, and then there was Todd on the Suzuki. And then Medi showed up for half the rounds on a Husky.
Like SD3.
Yeah.
But that team folded and he was just doing it on his own.
Yeah.
Like.
So anyway, I didn't get on the podium there. Then we went to Wanneroo and it was like deep sand, and I still had that. I still had the skills from a Longmore, man. And it was a free race format.
It was.
So we did 320s. Smashed him in Moto 1, smashed him in Moto 2, like got whole shot, smashed him.
Yeah, because there was one moto on the Saturday, 2 on the Sunday, right? I think. Was it?
No, qualifying on Saturday, all on Sunday.
Yeah.
And, game plan, whole shot win. And then Moto 3, I didn't whole shot, like Gibbsy just nipped me. And I just blacked out, dude. Completely blacked out, held it wide open. I'm going to pass him down this next jump.
Yeah.
Like down that straight.
Yeah.
And just did not back off, and Gibbsy went from right to left. But admittedly, he had track control, and I'm just going to go. Anyway, I landed on him.
Yeah.
Got wiped out, DNF, slight concussion, sore wrist.
Dude, I just remember we obviously were doing the TV, and I remember you came in and your rear wheel, you were like on the pegs, completely wide. You may have 10 bike lengths now, I don't know what it was. And then obviously he said he's gone right to left or whatever his jump trajectory was. He doesn't know you're that close. And I can just remember vividly your bike like following him in because you're just locked. You're locked trying to get away from him. And there's nowhere left to go. And I just, again, years and years of commentary with the TV. And I remember being like, oh, like, and then you guys disappeared. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Well, we don't know. And then Gibbsy pops up and you don't,
So oh man. And then I went to hospital, got cleared. It was like, fuck, Renee, come with me. Renee and I were really fresh together.
Yeah, so when did that happen?
So when I got back from Europe, me and Renee, we're like, kind of, we dated a little bit when we were younger and like childhood sweethearts. And I was like, I couldn't commit when I was younger because I was like, I'm going overseas. I can't have a girlfriend, hold me back, all that kind of
all the stuff you have to do.
Yeah, so when I got back, I was like, all right, I'm serious now. Like, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, blah, blah, blah. Like, might take you overseas, I might want to have kids. Like, I was legit, there was the open conversation, because we're already 25. It was like,
no point being her to bush at this point, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we're pretty fresh, trying to work out, how to do life together. We weren't living together at this point, she was at Sunny Coast, but she was there with me. We went and found the team immediately that night, and I was like, I'm so fucking sorry. Like, I knew I fucked up, and we had the championship lead, and those days was 35 points for a moto win. So DNF'd, and I was like 30 points behind or something.
Yeah.
So we knew there was a big hole to crawl out of, especially with my tendencies. You know, like I'd won 1 overall at this point.
Yeah.
And had done a lot of crashing.
This is still so crazy to me to hear in the past tense with what you achieved in the end.
Yeah.
I guess.
So I was like, I just owned it. I was like, fuck, I'm sorry. And then Renee's like, yeah, like, she was just trying to understand, like, how'd that happen? You're so much faster and you just took a risk. I'm like, well, this is what I do. This is me. Visit me. Welcome, you know? So then at this point, I was like, hey, like, I really need help to focus. You know, she was up here, she had a bank job and about $800 a week. And I was like, hey, what do you like to do? I need someone I can rely on to come to the track, hold the pit board so I can focus. Like, and then, you know, I didn't have to travel up here and see her, and we didn't have. So she reluctantly gave up the bank job, moved down, and just become my right-hand girl from that moment on, from that race.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just felt like I had like way more stability. Had someone.
Well, you've been doing it on your own literally forever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sport now has evolved where you've got, I mean, you got Ross's program, you got Ford's program, you got Big Cross program. And I feel like a lot of the top guys now are in those environments where they have people around. But back then there wasn't that.
No, there wasn't.
And maybe you wouldn't have been cut out for that anyway. I don't know. But you can't do it on your own either.
Yeah. So I just shared my stuff with Renee and was like, this is a tendency I got. Like, I've got like this seek and destroy kind of trait. I couldn't help it. So from that moment on, I was like, I need stability. I obviously want to get better as an athlete, but then like, I need to be able to, and I shared with CDR, like, hey, this keeps happening to me, you know, like for the last 10 years. So like, let's go ahead and we called it the monkey in the cage. Try to keep the monkey in the cage, because monkey just come out swinging and just go nuts.
Yeah.
And it always had, and even still does. You know, I learned how to control that. So from that moment on, there was another 5 rounds left, big deficit. And I pretty much did mess up. And I knew I had to like do a lot of winning.
Did you win out? You pretty much did, hey?
I never went 1-1, but I went 2-1 every race.
Yeah.
I got Super Pole and went 2-1. Super Pole
was that's when Super Bowl paid points, wasn't it? 5-3. Yeah.
And I got gifted a little bit. Gibbsy hurt his knee at the next round.
He did his ACL, yeah.
He still got on the podium.
Dude, I honestly, did you know at the time he done his ACL? No, because none of us did.
No.
He told me in the podcast, I was like, wait.
Yeah.
What?
We kind of suspected it, but yeah, he strapped up. He rode well, still got on the podium. The only time I really messed up from then on was at Shepparton. I went 2 and was winning, and on the last lap, 3 corners ago, I crashed.
You did.
Threw away the overall. I went 2-2 and got 3rd overall.
That track was so gnarly that day.
Oh, it was so...
Remember the rut?
It was so rutted. It suited me, though. I liked it. It was what I was like in Kyoto practicing. And
it's like being back in Europe. Remember how cold it used to be there in the mornings in that race?
Yeah, it was... If there was a frost.
It was frost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I went 2-2 there. That was pretty devastating. But then I knew the second last round was Toowoomba, and I knew if I could lead there under 6 points,
you could get it done.
I could get it done at Coolum, because I knew I'd be so strong there. And I went 2-1. The guy that went 1-3 was Kyle Peters.
That's right.
He showed up in that race, yeah, and did one filling race.
The KDM?
No, TC Kawasaki.
What year did you ride KDM there?
The next year.
That's right.
No, sorry. He filled in for Kawasaki. And anyway, long and short.
Because this was, I remember, keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
He rode for Wilson's Coolator next year. Just to answer your question, I'm pretty sure. He did.
I'm trying to remember, dude. Yeah.
So anyway, I left there 6 points behind Gibbs. The next weekend was Coolum. And I just was pretty confident I could get it done there. I got Super Pole. Kirk didn't get any points because he crashed.
That's right.
So then it was down to 3 points.
Yeah.
And then in Moto 1, I won and Kirk was like 4th.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Something happened to Kirk.
I remember whoever won the last moto out of you three won the championship.
Well, no, not quite.
No.
I could finish behind Kirk, but I couldn't get 3rd.
Okay, that's what it was.
So I went into the last moto 4 points behind him, 4 points ahead.
Yeah.
So if he won and I got 3rd, he'd win the
And yeah, he went out swinging.
Yeah.
And led early.
He led for a long time.
And then you were behind him and Todd?
I was behind him, and then Todd blew past us both.
That's right.
And I was still in a position to win it by 1 point, but then I just didn't want to take the chance in case Todd crashed on the last lap or something.
Oh, man, but you couldn't leave it up.
I couldn't leave it up to chance.
Yeah.
So I passed Kirk and solidified it.
Hopefully we can find some footages.
Yeah.
Because it was a good race.
Kevin Williams has it all still, but the moment I passed Kirk, he threw in the towel. I think he was giving it everything.
He said that when he was here. He was like, I went out and gave it 120% until I couldn't. And he's like, that's all I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. But it was an exciting day for me. I remember that morning, I got to the track before daylight. I went and got a coffee from Macca's, went and sat there for an 8 under the CDR warning because there was already a rule with Gary that couldn't wake him up before 7 because I was always so excited. And I sat there, watched kind of the sun come up because I was like, I knew this was the day. This is the day, or at least I've never been in this position where I can win it.
Mm.
Like, this is the first time being in the position I could win a championship, and I was so excited.
Yeah.
And it all worked out. There's a bit of controversy that day with, like, penalties and stuff.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, well, Moto 1, I was really mad because Jacob Wright T-boned me on the start. Off the start.
Who was he on for that year?
It was DPH. Oh, that was the other team that was there. DPH Yamaha.
That's right.
Anyway, I don't know what that was about. I don't know if he wanted Kirk to win or something, but
it was intentional.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Made me so mad, and I just blew past everyone in like 4 corners. I went from like 8th to 1st. But as I passed Gibbsy for the lead, I like blew around a marker.
Yeah.
It was on the inside. It didn't gain an advantage, but you know, if you're going for a championship, you're going to protest. So they did.
Yeah.
KTM did. I got a 10-second penalty.
Right.
And I just put the hammer down and won by ball at 10 seconds. So
didn't make a difference.
It did make a difference. I won the moto. There was some yellow flag. I don't know, controversy as well. And
there was. I remember this now, man. There was a lot going on that.
TC protested that we all went too fast through the yellows, except anyway, we all got called in. We all told the same story. They're like, all right, thanks for your money. No, let's get on with racing. You all seem to have done the right thing. And that was the moment that I knew, I think I've got this in the bag. Like, I was so confident that I could get it done. And then, man, huge moment. I felt like that was 10 years.
10 plus years.
10 years as a pro before I'd won anything. So it was huge. And I remember for 2 weeks after that, I just slept, man.
Yeah. I
just get up, have lunch, go back to bed. I was completely spent like the weight of the world.
What an energetic release from all those years of just pushing and going through the hardships and the loneliness and the injuries, right? Your body's nervous system probably just went, I'm done. Like, I can rest. And that was a big year for Yamaha, didn't they? Clean sweep?
In 16? I can't remember which year.
There was 1 year you guys were all on the start straight. I don't know what year that was. I think it was 16.
You're probably right. I think Jed Beaton won MX2, Cody Dice, yeah, so it probably was a clear sweep.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Yamaha might have done it once or twice.
I've done it. Honda's definitely got that at the moment.
Yeah,
but
they're doing good.
All right, so you win 16. You don't do Supercross though.
I do Supercross. I signed Supercross because I was like, I need to. That was the deal. I was like, I'll just do it, and then I'll not do Supercross the next year.
Yeah.
So I was more focused on Motocross Nations, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
I went to round 1 with like not much preparation.
Yeah.
Even Brayton said, dude, because I went good that night. He's like, I seen you riding motocross at QMP when I was there riding Supercross.
Yeah, I'll focus on that.
But it worked out good because I had never had a good Supercross setup, really. Well, the 14 KTM was Roxon's bike and he won on that, but I just didn't really, it wasn't for me. But this bike was set up amazing because Reardon set it up.
Right.
He
could set a bike.
He could set up a bike. He was renowned for it. Pretty much everything Reardon did that year, if he changed a click, I just tell my mechanic, change a click, and do the same thing because I've got no idea what to do other than I know he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And the bike.
And you guys are probably similar size and.
Yeah, we had the exact same setup.
Yeah.
And
so he won it?
No, he won 15.
And then
but he raced with the #1 plate that year.
Yeah, Brayton won it for the first time in 16.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I got second to Brayton that year, and I think Reardon got third.
I also raced it that year.
You did?
Yeah.
There you go.
You would have gone by me.
Oh.
You would have gone by me at Toowoomba at the end of that big set of whoops.
Dude.
With my knee dislocated and laying on the floor.
That track was so gnarly.
Oh, bro.
Man, I had so many moments that night in Toowoomba.
I did years of no racing, and I was like, oh, I feel like I want to do Supercross.
And you come back to that one.
Well,
it was so big.
I got hurt before round one. I got a shoulder elbow problem we talked about.
Yep.
And not riding for years properly, and then getting back into a Supercross preseason, my shoulder was junk. So then I was like, oh, I'll just come back for round 2. And I got there, and I'll be real with you, I was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? This isn't even an AMA spec track. This is the gnarliest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, it was so big. It was so big.
And I was so nervous. Anyway, this is your podcast, but yeah, third lap of practice, I mean, unseated. And I was like, I'm just gonna get on top of these whoops just to get out of my head. And I literally went dirt, left, right, foot out, folded my knee. And I was just like,
God.
oh, dude. Like, and you know when you know, like I felt my knee pop, it's dislocated. I rode to the hay bales, just fell over. And I'm like, I'm never racing again. This was the dumbest idea I've ever had. And
have you?
No.
No, that was it?
No, professionally.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
you know, I've raced some local stuff here and there. But yeah, that track, I'm glad you say that because it makes me feel better how gnarly that track.
And those whoops, Todd Orders was real confident through the whoops that year. And we were battling, I think it was in the heat race. And every lap he was leading, I was behind him. I seen his both number plates.
Yeah.
Every lap. And I'm pretty sure he ate shit through there. Yeah.
Jimmy Dakotas did. I remember they, no exaggeration, they had to be like 4 feet, 5 feet tall.
They were big, dude.
But they were also so big you couldn't jump through them.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, dude. I don't know how they make it so they can jump through them because none of our whoops you could ever jump through in Australia.
No, it was you catch your frame because I did the first couple of laps. That's what I was like, I'm just gonna have to try and get on top of these things. Like, but yeah, but I remember you being really fast that year in Supercross.
I was, yeah. I think I won some heat races. I won a main event actually at Bacchus Marsh, the Melbourne round.
You did?
Yeah. Like fair and square too. Track was like concrete and our bikes worked awesome, dude.
Yeah.
They worked so good on that. We had really good tires, really good suspension setup. We put heavier flywheels in for that night just to keep you from hills. Yeah, just to, and me and Rito checked out. Like Han was third and I think Brake.
Because Han was that year on the Cowie, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Did you do that straight rhythm event in Tassie?
I did, yeah. That was Han's last race.
It was?
Yep.
So we were down there together then. I didn't even remember you being there.
Yep. Han got second, Brayton won. I got third.
Because I commentated. That thing was wild, dude. Do you remember?
Yeah.
That was a wild event.
Dude, the triple was like the biggest thing I'd ever seen.
I remember like, because the dude really looked after us. Do you remember the promoter?
Yeah.
Like flew us down.
Paid us good.
Paid us really good. I got good money just to commentate. And I was like rider liaison, just helping out, but I didn't do much, honestly. It was pretty unorganized, you know. But I remember there was no officials, like no Kevy, no Kev Williams, no WM, no infrastructure.
Yeah.
And I'm so used, so is you. You're so used to how, if it was if it was Supercross, it was at least the Australian officials and it was structured.
Yeah.
And I just remember like, I'm like, okay, what? And they're like, whenever you want. I'm like, what do you mean whenever I want? They're like, well, you'll start the show. I'm like, what's the fucking schedule? There is no schedule. Just about 4:30, we'll do the first heat races. And I remember walking down the line with a clipboard and a mic, and I remember like the Americans are going, what the fuck's happening? Like what's happening? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, guys. But the money was crazy.
Yeah.
And the racing was pretty gnarly.
So I don't remember it being unorganized. Well, it probably was, but I was just like, it was just like a one-off race. So I had like no stress. It was pretty sick. Like I remember it being sick.
You guys were all having fun. Like, it was fun, right?
We all got to have this straight rhythm race.
The jumps were
it was ridiculous. A big rhythm. It was pretty sick. Then the race was like,
well, remember the Supercross format was the Eliminator.
Yeah, we had the Eliminator back to back.
Yeah.
the track was actually really cool, gnarly, but like full spec. I just remember it being no sweat. And we got paid really good. So
yeah, no, I meant like, again, if every event was like that,
the thing I remember the most was the guys partying down there. There's one guy come past with a 2-stroke, like a 252-stroke expansion chamber.
Yeah.
All the boys are pouring beers down the funnel end, and that's his beer bomb.
Yeah, they were getting wild. Like it got a bit boring in the middle, just because I think straight rhythm, I'd never, you see it on TV in America, but on TV it's probably a lot more of a consumer product. I remember the crowd getting a bit over it, but then Brayton started jumping out that jump that no one was doing over the sandpit. Do you remember?
No, but I know he won, and he was
like that got it. But it was, I remember leaving that event going, oh, what the fuck just happened? Like, honestly, it was a whirlwind.
Yep.
But yeah, okay, that's cool. I was around you a lot. I probably wouldn't have even. Cool. Yeah, remembered. You do so many events, right?
Yeah, so that was already 9 years ago. But yeah, so
That's correct.
motocross that year, supercross that year, got second. And
So you finish, no injuries, finish the whole season.
Mm,
You win MX Nationals, you get second Supercross.
correct, yeah, no injuries
That's
again.
a solid year, man.
Yeah, it was a solid year. So
That's
almost
the stage for 17.
Yeah, it did, but I almost went overseas. Oh, that was the goal, right? I had a deal with factory Yamaha
In Europe?
in Europe. That was Wilvo Yamaha.
Yeah.
They had the factory team at the time. But I don't know, my gut was just saying, dude, do another year. You barely worked out how to win. I hadn't even gone 1-1 at a race yet. I'd gone 2-1. I'd won 4 overalls the year before. I went good at Supercross. I'd actually made pretty good money because I made so much bonus.
Yep.
Starting to get things on track here, and I was like,
Why am I going to disrupt my whole life again?
yeah. So I was like, nah, I'm going to stay here for another year.
Yeah.
It was good. It's the only time I actually leveraged myself really well in a deal, because I was pretty shit at negotiating, to be honest. Yamaha really didn't want me to go. Daka's like, well, I've got no more money. And he's like, let's try to get you more bonus from Yamaha. And they did. They stepped up and made it even more per round. I'm like, okay, sweet. I was pretty happy. Went into 17. I went and did the New Zealand Championship, motocross. And dude, Cody Cooper was ready for me this time.
Yeah.
He was not ready for me in the 16, and in 17 he outrode me.
But Coop in New Zealand that guy's a freak.
Dude, he was so fast. I think I won an overall flips. He was the better guy, and it still went down to the last round, and it was a little bit controversial. I got a penalty, which I still think is bullshit, but it didn't matter. In the end, he outrode me.
Yeah.
So and then I had a DNF at the last round in one of the motos. So I was really bummed how that worked out in New Zealand, and I told him I'm not gonna come back after that. Like, just the way
it was handled.
The way it was handled, you know what I mean? They were pretty patriotic, and
rightly so.
Whatever.
It shouldn't affect the results.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Coop rode good, and I don't know if that lit a fire for when I got back to Australia, because the nationals started the next weekend, and I remember leaving there so dejected. I was like, fuck. And then the team got behind me when they heard what happened, and I just felt that support, dude. And then I just started, from round 1 at Wonthaggi, just started clicking off 1-1s.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. You know what time it is. We can't do the Inside Dirt podcast without the sponsors. And this one goes out to the guys at THOR MX Australia via the distributor at Gas Imports. Make sure you head to the Gas Imports website, check out the THOR brand page, and view the all-new MX26 collection, which is now live. It is championship proven across the sport mode and launch mode lines. You've seen it on Danger Boy Deegan. You've seen it on Aaron Plessinger. It is industry-leading racewear and performance. Check it out at Gas Imports now.
I remember, I did TV around 1, but I'd started my team. And after round 1, I said to Kevin Lee, I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm going to step away from TV this year. I've got to focus on, I thought I could do both, and I couldn't.
Okay.
Anyway, but I remember the media hype. It was like, oh, well, Gibbsy's recovered. You're back. I think Todd had gone to where did Todd go?
He went to Honda. Mosey went to DPH, and he was pretty happy, and he was pretty fast around.
He was fast, yeah. But it was like, it was the assumption was it was going to be the same as last year, and then you were just on a new level, and that was it.
Yeah, I started the preseason races here at Sunny States. Kirk and Todd were there. and I was putting them in the hurt locker. I remember, and I was being pretty modest about it. I was just riding, doing my thing. But I remember, I think I heard a whisper from like Kirk or Todd, or they were talking to one of my mates, and they're like, "Oh, dude, Dino's on a mission," and I never thought of it like that. And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm riding pretty good when I think about it."
Well, you just went to. Did you perfect season in 17?
No, not quite.
But you came pretty close, right?
Yeah, so 17, I went 9 out of 10 rounds.
That's right, 9 out of 10 rounds.
9 out of 10 rounds. That I lost the overall at Shepparton. It was like round 6 or 7 because I crashed in the same goddamn turn that I crashed in the year before.
No way.
Same turn.
How do I not remember that? But I see what stands out to me 2017 season, right? Was it my race team owner, Mudder. Remember at Horsham?
Yep.
Absolute Mudder.
Yeah.
And like, I remember yelling at my guys on the track, pull it. I can't afford to rebuild these engines. Yep. Like I was screaming at them to pull in. Joys of being a team owner. But I remember you lapped the whole field.
No, I didn't lap the whole field. No, I didn't lap the whole field. I maybe lapped up to like 5th.
I don't know, dude. I think I did more than that, no?
Oh, you'd have to look at the results, man. But
you were so like, and it wasn't even like you were on the same track. In Moto 2, I remember there was the jumps in the middle, in the infield. There was the big step. Like you were riding that track like it was dry and normal speed.
Man, that was the kind of shit that I had in Kyogle because I had my own private track, rained a lot. I'd ride shitty, ruddy, wet conditions, and I was just comfortable, man. I had a good bike set up, especially 17. My bike was unreal. 16, I rode for standard engine. 17, I said I wanted more. Brad McAlpine built me a fucking rocket ship. And we made a slight adjustment of the suspension, went one spring rate stiffer on the rear. Yeah. And the thing was just dialed. And then in those conditions, like it really shined. That day, I hell shot both motos, which was like imperative.
Yeah. I remember Moto 2, like it had one dry line where you could at least survive, but everyone else was still surviving and you were just gone.
Dude, Moto 2 was awesome. So I was in such a flow, and I remember Aiden putting out 2 laps to go. And no, 3 laps to go. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I've got 35-second lead. And I'm like, I'm going to do my fastest lap. Next lap, I'm going to do that. Like for some challenge, I was always just thinking, he just put out the lap time, and it was like, boom, come on. And I just like did another like fastest lap. I went like 2 seconds faster or something, but it meant I had to do another lap because Gary had calculated at this pace that he's doing, he's going to get the last lap board just before he comes up. The next lap will come around 3 laps to go again. And they explained it after. So that was something cool that I can share with you guys. But yeah, man, I think both motos were like 40 plus seconds that day.
Yeah, more than that, man. I distinctly remember you. I don't know. It would be interesting to see the lap charts. Maybe have to go back and see if we get some printouts or something for this. But
yeah,
that was one of the races which sticks out in my memory of you, just jumping everything, lapping not everybody, but it was pretty nice.
No, I was really comfortable that day. Had a lot of 1-1s, but yeah, that was a standout because it's just the track was so difficult. And then that year I wrapped it up around early, which was in Toowoomba.
Yeah, I remember.
It was actually my first child's due date. So Renee was on the dot, 40-week pregnant. And I wrapped it up that day in Toowoomba. I went 1-1, wrapped it up. I think if I didn't go 1-1, I couldn't have got it done. Yeah. But I was so motivated to get it. Like, I was just business as usual. But
why would you change anything about?
I was pretty keen to get it done because I was like, then the baby hasn't come. We've got a chance to just, have the baby through the week. It all worked out perfect, man. Renee's waters broke the next day.
Oh, just couldn't have rode it any better.
Dude, we spent the week, it was a long labour. Had Maya on Thursday morning. We went straight from Gold Coast on the Friday to the track. We didn't even go home to race the final round at Coolum. Yeah. And did another 1-1. Yeah. So it was like I won the championship twice that year. I won at Toowoomba, had a baby, went to Coolum, and then like winning at Coolum as a new dad. And then last round, it just felt like I won it again. So that was pretty epic. 2017, won 9 out of 10 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
that
was your stamp it year.
Yeah.
You had arrived. It was your coming of age.
Yeah.
I wasn't as involved in the media side that year because I had the team, but I remember it all, man. And then, did you ride Supercross in 17?
I did. I didn't sign initially to ride Supercross because I wasn't interested. I felt like the year before I become champion, I'm like, all right, Daka, you just sign me for motocross. And then I ended up going that good that sometime through 17, I was like, hey, I'll do Supercross. Gave me a little bit more money and I went and did it. So
Was that the year that you got hurt in Supercross?
No.
That was 18.
That was 18.
Yeah.
So I ended up third that year in Supercross.
Yeah, because you were good that year, I remember.
I was pretty decent in 17, not as good as I was in 16 because, well, we ended up the new model bike.
Yeah,
so the 18 model come out just before Supercross. And it was a different beast, that bike. It was different. I didn't have Dan as a teammate to set the bike up anymore, so I was kind of lost.
On your own.
I was on my own.
Who was your teammate that year?
Long.
That's right, Long.
Dylan Long. So yeah, I didn't like the bike as much. That year really struggled in the whoops. Yeah. Especially. Like the 16, 17 bike we had set up real good for the whoops, and this one we didn't. But yeah, so Brayton still won. Me and Reardon swapped. Reardon got second, I got third.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Still successful, though.
Yeah, it's decent, got a podium.
I'm just conscious of time, but then your third championship comes in 18.
18.
And you go back to CDR. Was it a multi-year deal? Was it a 1 year deal?
No, I was doing 1 year deals.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so 18 was, I got like a tiny bit more sign on. I got less bonuses. This is where I did not leverage myself real good. I was going to go overseas again, and then at the last minute, I'm like, no, I'll stay. And then Yamaha was like, oh, well, we've got to cut your bonuses because like we're paying you too much, and
we can't afford you to keep winning.
So I was kind of mad about that, honestly. I got a third less, and then I went 10 out of 10 rounds.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, so 18, man, the bike wasn't quite as good. We didn't spend much time trying to set up the new model. Yeah. We only got 2 days, and we got a day into that, and no, Dak was like, oh, this is what we're going with. But to be fair, I still won every round. Yeah. But it wasn't until I got beat in a few motos we had a double header at Raymond Terrace.
Yeah, that round's sticking out to me for some reason.
Why happened? Because I got beat.
Yeah.
There was nothing to turn off. I set up my bike. The forks were too stiff. I was trying to get weight off the front end because the new bike was like front end heavy.
You know why this is sticking out of my mind was because then Gladstone, you came out with different forks.
Yes.
I remember.
And you called it.
I called it, and then you messaged me, and I was like, oh, I guess he must actually, people listen to what I say. Because I was like, I don't remember them forks being on the bike the rest of the season.
Yeah, so I went 1, 2, 2, 2, and I was so mad that I lost motos. And I was like, there was just nothing for me to turn off because it ended up really flat.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. I was like, driving home from that day, and I was like mad as hell. And I was like, oh, I think it's the forks. Anyway, by this point, I had my championship bike from the year before. Yeah. Pulled those forks out, put them in the bike, went moto, went 2 seconds a lap faster. I called Gary Ben. I'm like, dude, this is what I've done. Can you just build me those forks again? He's like, yeah, sure. Shipped them up, practice on it. I'm like, perfect. Went to Gladstone and then just hauled ass.
Yeah, you checked out. I remember.
Yeah.
So you look back to your old self, so to speak.
Yeah.
I remember it just because that track was gnarly that day. Too.
It was gnarly. Medi he went with me in Moto 1, but we were gone. Yeah. And in Moto 2, I just checked out. So I was so happy that I found that in the bike because while I was winning, I just wasn't satisfied with my riding. I'm like, there's something missing. I'm not riding as good as I was last year. But mentally and physically, I was like on top of my game. Yeah. I just done like 3 years with no injuries.
What's the only time in your career you would have been able to ever put that together, right?
Yeah. So yeah, 18 was definitely like my strongest year.
And then I remember in Supercross in 18 in the preseason, you put some because Instagram videos are a thing by now.
Yep.
And I remember you riding Supercross at home, you had a chest protector on. You had a set of whoops that were massive. Yeah. And you were just like, do you remember the banger I'm talking about? The Instagram video?
I can picture it because I know the whoops you're talking about.
Bro, you were like, I remember everyone being like, Ferris might win this. Like, I remember how fast you were going.
Yeah. So my goal that year was like, Supercross still wasn't my thing. And I was like, I knew Brayton was coming. I was like, all right, I'd not taken the Mickey, but I was always focused on motocross nations. every other year because it was in the middle of Supercross. This year in 18, I decided not to go. Clear favourite to go, and I thought, no, I want to see if I can win this thing.
Yep.
I was trying to bridge the gap to Brayton, and I was going fast.
Yeah.
Like I'd stepped it up,
You were going fast. Like,
got the bike a bit better.
the first time I'd seen you on a Supercross track and be like, you look like you did on a motocross track. You know what I mean? Like, you look confident, you were scrubbing, you were whipping, your corner speed was, like, everything was there.
Yep.
But what? You got hurt.
Yeah, so round one,
With all that being said.
yeah. First heat race, second lap, something happened in the rhythm lane. I got confused with the yellow flag situation. I kind of backed out of doing a triple
That's right.
while I was in the air because there's a medic down. I didn't know
Where was round one?
at Jim Boom.
Yeah.
I'd, for some reason, decided to bail. I don't know if I thought I was going to land on him or I was freaking out because the organizer made such a big deal. This yellow. Anyway, bailed off side of the bike and just whacked my head on the down ramp and it was lights out.
Yeah. Right.
So first knockout in my life, like in my motocross career, I had one as a kid.
That first proper concussion.
First proper one was really, really big concussion.
Yeah.
So that was me done Supercross. Like I whacked my head. I was not normal for a couple months.
Yeah. The head hits are so gnarly.
Yeah.
And then that's it, man. You don't come back in 19, do you?
No. So at that point, I'd already committed to, I'm not going to re-sign. I'm going to get a deal and go to America.
Because you were very vocal. I remember it being like, no, I'm not re-signing, like you said. But it wasn't GPs, it was America. But then that was a weird year.
Dude, well, Lucas Myrtle was my agent. So,
Okay.
yeah. And, yeah. He was like, oh, I think you get your deal. I'll probably get you like 150 grand sign on. Or he was like,
This for motocross only.
just motocross only. I went, yeah, sick. So then I was like, I think you'll get me a deal. And then he was talking about JGR the whole time, whole off season. Yeah, JGR's like keen. And then,
So with this agent, are you getting any access to the team to talk, or is it purely through him?
no, well, that's why I got an agent. And then he was pretty much like, yeah, they're just, there's a bike or I was like, well, it's dry here. It's a drought. I don't really have support. I'll come over. He's like, oh, okay. I get over there, dude, and there's no bike. JGR not. No,
That's right. I remember.
He's like, well, you talk to him. I'm like, where's the bike? He's like, you talk to him. He's like, J-Bone's like, dude, we don't have a deal. And I'm like, I dragged my whole family over there. And I'm like, anyway, long and the short, come home. I go to Europe, fill in for a race, get hurt for factory Yamaha.
Then you go to the UKGP or something?
Yeah.
I remember.
Got a little bit injured, like just tweaked my knee a bit. I come back,
So
fill in.
can we I know we did it.
To the confusion.
Yeah, okay.
I'll get to that. Don't worry. In the meantime, I'm waiting for a ride to pop up. I've got an agent there. If someone gets hurt, admittedly, not many people got hurt that year in Supercross, which was like freakish.
Unheard of, yeah. I remember, yeah.
Plessinger did get hurt, but Yamaha won't call me. Don't know why. Just
Well, that was
he had a serious injury. He wasn't going to make it back for round one.
that was when Yamaha was in-house.
Correct.
And the year before, you went over to Mount Morris
On my own.
on your own CDR bike, and you got third in the moto.
Yeah, second.
Second in the moto, which we glazed over from 2018. That was massive.
Yep.
So logically, you're like, all right, I'll put my name in the hat for America now.
Yeah.
That's why that would have happened, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
So, yeah, I don't know how we skipped that, but yeah, went there, got all my parts, brought Brad and Aiden. They built me a bike. We went and did it for a day. I was jet lagged as shit. Still went fast. Qualified third in free practice, and then second in Moto 1. I crashed a couple times in Moto 2 wins. Absolutely spent from the heat. I had nothing left. Kind of like, yeah, kind of like Webber on the weekend. I was like done. I was like wanting to not line up.
Yeah.
I was that spent for Moto 2.
But you did enough, man.
Yeah, I did enough. But yeah, nothing actually come of it. And that's why I signed really late in Australia for 18. And that's kind
Was that 17 or 18 you went to America?
of 70s.
Sorry. Okay.
It was 17 at Mount Morris.
I thought it was 18.
No, it was 17. So then I stayed here and raced in 18 again. Right. And I like, screw it, I'm going to go to America no matter what, 19.
Yeah.
So 19 was waiting for a ride to pop up. Kind of didn't. Kind of was supposed to be Bike America. There wasn't. I filled in and did a race for Raceline, KBM here in Australia at Murray Bridge.
You did the Recover 8 KDM thing?
Yeah. Did one round at it was a double header at Murray Bridge. I won the Saturday, didn't win the Sunday, but I went 1-1 on Saturday on that bike.
I still remember the phone call, right? Because I was really tight with Kevy.
Yep.
I still am, but we were working together a lot back then. And he calls me, he's like, never guess what? And I was like, you get them phone calls from Kevy? I was like, what? Like, oh, what have you done, sort of thing. He's like, guess who's coming back on a KTM? I'm like, who? He's like, Ferris. I'm like, he's like, can't tell anyone, like, you know, we're figuring it all out, but he's going to be at Murray Bridge on a recovery KTM.
Yeah.
And that was, it was, and then obviously, you go out on the Saturday and just do what you always did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Super Bowl 1-1.
Yeah, and you look good on that KTM too.
Yeah, I fit it all right. There's like, it's just a setup that Melrose had.
Yeah.
Which it was pretty decent. And I actually really like the engine on the KTM. It was like heaps of torque. Because my previous Yamahas was probably lacking a bit bottom end, and I didn't know because I didn't ride anything else. But yeah, the engine was really good. Chassis I never really got, to terms with. But it was decent. It was good enough to win a national list.
And then it was like, are you going to stay? Are you just going to jump in halfway through and stay? But then you're like, no.
No. So yeah, when I was at Murray Bridge, I got a call.
Yeah.
Agent's like, all right, Yamaha might, Plessinger is not going to make back. And we're like, fuck, I knew that.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow,
so well.
round one's next weekend. So anyway, that's what I was waiting for, and it popped up. So
you fly back over.
I fly straight over again with the whole family.
Yep.
On the Tuesday after Murray Bridge, and start trying to get ready for the nationals.
And it doesn't go well.
No,
It
didn't get bad. Like,
I guess when I say that, it's not loaded, but where you should have been compared.
No, that's right. So like, for the average Aussie fan, they're like, you're doing sick. There was so much support. I was getting 8th most weekends, and I was just scratching my head. I was like a lap. Not a lap down, but like over half a lap down, struggling.
So this is 2019. So who's winning?
Tomac.
Cowie
Tomac. And I go to Mount Morris, conditions are the same. Me and Barsha are like...
but that's the thing, you guys were battling every motor.
We were battling every motor. He was always mostly one position ahead of me. He was just willing to go sideways more than me.
Yeah.
But we were not riding to our potential, and we could not figure out what was wrong with the bike. It was terrible. Plessin couldn't figure it out. He couldn't figure it out. Cooper Webb couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. It was just bad across the board for Yamaha. It was 50. It
was really bad.
Yeah.
Like, it looked really bad to Yamaha. I had such a bad time that I was convinced the bike wasn't good anymore. I was like,
I'm off it.
Yeah, I accidentally offended Coppins by saying, you should build a better bike, because I knew he was a test rider.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a joke, because I liked that bike in the end of 18, and clearly that bike was good, because Fernandez got on that thing the next year with Star and hold ass.
Yeah.
They were doing pretty good around the world, but I was like, I don't know, just the team couldn't really figure it out.
How long was it after that the team went to Star as opposed to...
I think it went to Star the next year.
Yeah.
Or 21. I can't quite...
Because what round was it? I'm scratching at the memory bank here, but didn't Star put a Star 250 rider on a Star 450 and it beat the factory 450s?
Oh.
Do you remember?
No, I don't remember that, but I know that like Plessinger and Webb, they all come from Star.
I did, yeah.
And they always had a 450 to ride. And they were like, there's no problem with the bike. Because they liked it. The Star 450 that they built, then they got to the in-house team and they really struggled.
Because I remember you and I did a podcast because you ended up coming back, right?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did. And Kevy, he's like, hooked it up. And you were...
I had to be pretty gentle.
You had to be very... Like, I remember, and you and I probably didn't have the relationship we have now. We're a bit more friendly. So it was... You basically said... I remember we had a phone call before and you were like, hey, man, here's what I can say. Here's what I can't say.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how many rounds did you do? 4 or 5?
No, so I did 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah, so the deal was I'd get paid 10 grand a round.
Yeah.
For as long as I'm filling in for Aaron. And then after that, they're like, we'll take your bike, but we're not paying you. Right. And then after 6 rounds, like, it didn't really improve, and I didn't feel like I was going to get any better, and I didn't feel like I was going to get anywhere with it. So I was like, Aaron made it back. We were raced side by side at Southwick. Oh man, it was a struggle. And I was like scared for my life there on the bike. And I called a team meeting. I was like, hey man, no, I'm not really feeling it. Like it's this kind of where I'm at. Can we just part ways? And they're like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. Like we're
It's mutual.
yeah, it was mutual. They had Aaron back, and
That Bosch was still there.
yeah, and I was like, oh, I'm just, it's going to cost me a lot of money now, and I've torched the whole lot.
Yeah.
Just trying to live here is really expensive. So
Were you in California or were you East Coast?
no, it was California most time, and then we were just doing a bit of an RV trip on that side.
Right. You're just burning cash on the road.
Yeah, so either way, you're going to burn cash. The amount of flights and hotels and stuff you'd have to get.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was mutual. I was like, that was probably the main reason I would have stuck it out, but it was like, dude, I've got no more cash. It's gone. It's cost me that much to be here, especially like trying to get visas and things to be there. So
how did the JGR thing not work out? Was that just...
Well, mate, I left America, got home, and I just don't even know what happened the whole time.
Right, just complete shit show.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was confused the whole time.
I'd leave it at that.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm not clever enough to work out what was going on, but I just know something's not right.
Yeah.
So,
Did you continue with Modal the rest of the year?
well, no, it was just the American deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
Well, he's doing the Yamaha thing.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So he was doing that. But then when I was like, I'm going home, like, I'll probably just stay home. I was pretty content to just go to Australia. And
Yeah, so that's where I was going to go next. You come home, you didn't race the rest of the 19, you didn't pop back up at MXN?
no.
Or did you?
Oh, yeah, I did. I was going to race the last round, but I broke my thumb practicing.
You did, that's right.
Yeah, I was
So we're going to go back on the KDM.
Yeah, on the KTM.
And then, okay, so then you don't do Supercross at 19? No. And then I remember you signed with Braceline Recovery KDM
For 2020.
2020.
Yep.
You're the factory team.
Yep.
Via Kevin.
Yep.
Kevin Williams. And we do the press launch, we go to MX store, the whole thing, you were doing a preseason,
Dude, it was...
and then COVID happens.
Yeah, exactly. So it was shaping up to be good. Like, yeah, I was excited. Kind of new colors. Had a bit of a hand in how I want things to run as well.
Well, because you and Kev had a really good relationship by this point, and I know he spoke really highly of you as far as it was kind of like whatever you need.
Yeah.
Really, right? Like he was still promoting MX Nationals, but he was at the point where he was looking at other business things to do, and Raceline was one of them.
Yeah, that's right. So it was cool. He was like, give me the ability to like build the team around how I needed or wanted to be. Yeah. So
and like at that point, so before we get too far into the COVID thing, when you came back from the States, are you calling Dakar, or are you calling the other around the pits, or are you just, what are you doing?
No, I didn't actually. Dakar was pretty mad about it, and fairly so. But
Yeah, because I remember it ruffled some feathers.
yeah, I just I can't remember why, but I was just wanted a change.
Yeah.
Kevy was there and Raceline was there when I was like, hey, I've been trying to do this shit overseas and it's not working out.
You got
Yeah, you got anything? And then like, yeah, Kevy was like, yeah, dude, we'll build your bike. Come to Murray Bridge. So I was like, I was pretty thankful for that.
Yeah.
Right at the time. So then when I come back, I was like, oh, you want to do something together again next year? He was like, yeah, shit, yeah. So then it just started from there. And I think the idea of me trying to like, or having the ability to build something around me, getting into my late 20s, it was like a new challenge as well.
Yeah.
So I was pretty keen on that idea.
I remember, like I said, COVID seems like such a line in the sand of time, but it was only, 5 years ago, right? But
yeah,
it seems like an eternity.
Yeah, it was.
I actually think we've shifted timelines or something, like on some sort of woo because like I said, I was going through my phone last night and I'm going back 5-6 years and it feels like an eternity.
Yeah, it does. It does to me as well.
Yeah, like,
and especially like, oh man, the shit that I've been through since then, it's like a couple of
lifetimes of shit. But regardless, I remember that. I remember the pits kind of being like, what happened? Like, it was a lot of talk about you doing your own deal. I guess Yamaha to a degree maybe felt like you were still their guy and you'd just gone back there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think as well, trying to keep a relationship like going, with the one team, or at least with CDR for that long, was that Craig will say, like, it's even difficult for him to keep a relationship for like real long times, right? As he says that. And then, you know, like I did mention, like, I was kind of pissed about my deal not being better for 18, but that was, I didn't leverage myself. And I was pissed because I never went and leveraged myself, because I was like, I always put the relationship in front of the deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just kind of wanted them to take care of me and me not have to go talk to the other guys, because I'm like, this is where I want to be. And
That's not how it works.
I kind of felt, it does not, I know that now, but I was like, I didn't feel like I needed to extort myself. But I actually did.
Yeah.
Right. So I was a bit bummed about that. And then when I come back, I was like, oh, I'll do my own thing over here.
Yeah.
You know? So that was a part of it as well.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, and then the reciprocity I got with Kevin from him helping me out and getting me a bike for Murray Bridge. And
Because Kev was all in. Like, I talked to Kev every day at this point, and I just remember it being like, this was what he was doing, and this is what we were going to do. And yeah, at this point, I'm pretty much, I've made the transition for coaching into media and marketing. And one of my biggest deals was with Kev doing MX1 and all the stuff. So recover rate and race lines, all a part of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the world just stops.
it did just overnight.
Overnight, man. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, forget racing. Everyone's like, what the is going on?
Yeah. Hey, do you mind if I take a toilet break?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Do you want to pause it?
We're rolling again for a roll out.
Okay. Back, toilet break, COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've covered the lead in, and then the world stops. And then I remember it was, you know, this one we're doing all the press and the PR for MX National. So it's like, oh, it's only going to be 6 weeks. Oh, it's only going to be 3 months. Oh, it's only going to be 6 months. We're going to do the back half of the season. And then eventually.
Yeah, dude, it was such a strange time. So, like, I know, like, KTM stopped paying. I had no salary. And I think I mentioned it, like, I had all my equity wrap off in houses. So, like, shit, what are we going to do? I was like, oh, we'll go coach, because I know how to ride. And there's still kids wanting to ride.
So this is when you guys did the motocross masterclass thing, hey?
Yeah. We'd already built the motocross master. Oh, you heard. So we did that in Sebule Supercross in 19. So we did that in the summer of 1920.
There was clearly a path for you where you're like, I'm going to do my own team with Kevin and race line and recover rate, and I'm going to start coaching and do my own deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. So it all looked pretty sweet. And like, yeah. And then COVID happened, and then like, shit, like what?
You guys are Queensland by now, yeah?
I know. We're still just rails. But because there was lockdowns and stuff coming, we're like, shit. All right, so I built beds in the back of the old Sprinter I had at the time.
Yeah.
Put an inverter in it and fridge. Threw the kids in. We're doing coaching trips to a trailer on.
Yeah.
And then we were just driving around coaching. Like, and
I remember this now, yeah, because I was posting stuff because there was no content. So I think you were doing social, you know, doing a school here, doing a school there, and we were just reposting it just to keep the feet down.
So like the demand was really high. Everyone wanted.
Well, no one was spending any money to go racing.
So that's right. So they were like, well, I was happy, coach. We were traveling around, bouncing around, getting away from lockdowns. Ended up back in Queensland. At this point, we'd been doing it for a few months, and it was like August.
Yep.
And I think New South Wales was lockdown, so we couldn't go home. We're like, oh, we'll be fine, Dan. But like, we've got a 1 and a 2-year-old in the dog body. Not ideal. But we're making it happen. And at the time, I'm like, oh, this is sweet. But then, dude, I was still in denial that we weren't going to get racing. So I was like, I think I was training like a madman. Yeah. I was coaching, just motoing. Anyway.
I think we were all in denial. The industry was like,
in denial.
At least as a country, we didn't think what was going to happen to us happened to us. Yeah.
So I was still training hard. And then, man, I was out at Conondale.
That's when you broke your back.
Broke my back. Just a practice day. Big situation.
I'm conscious of time, so I don't want to cut you off, but I know we talked on this in the first episode, right? So where I would like to pick this up is COVID happens, 2 years of nothing, you break your back.
Well, let's talk about my retirement then, because that's what I want to get to, right? Yeah, so right. I didn't intend on retiring. It's just that I was still like 6 months in, 8 months in, still so fragile. Yeah. I just felt like I'm going to break in half if I trip over.
Yeah.
So I announced my retirement on the 18th of March the next year, because that marked 20 years from my first race.
So 2021, you retired for the first
I
time.
retired, and I hadn't fully recovered. Retired for the first time. Never thought I'd be strong enough to ride again.
And that was the year we did 3 rounds of the new Pro MX.
Yes, Pro MX did 3 rounds.
Yeah, and then it got shut down again.
Yeah, but I was not. I would never have been strong enough, even if I wanted to ride.
You would, yeah.
How it went for me, how I ended up back on a motorbike is I bought a cruiser caravan. I'm like, I'm going north, want to go to tropics.
Yeah.
I get this random call coming out to Alice Springs. They're making this motorbike film called Mavericks.
Dude, you know what's wild? My stepkid yesterday is on YouTube and he's like, have you ever seen this, Joe? It's a motocross. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, Mavericks. And I was like, I think you did this.
Yeah. So I've heard about it, and I shared applications and stuff. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got themselves into a shit situation out there because they didn't take any applications, and they thought they could teach the cast how to ride.
Oh my God.
Anyway, it was like production started in 2 weeks. We've got to get someone. One of the girls out there used to race race motocross back in the day. She just seen my retirement post. She's like, do you want to come out? Like, I'm like, nah, I'm going coaching, traveling. They just paid me what I said. And they're looking for a size 6 female that could ride as well. I knew one that was in the passenger seat with me. So me and Renee ended up on this movie set for 10 weeks. Got paid like a shit ton of money to do stuff all.
Did you, because the bit I saw yesterday randomly was at Gilman. Did you go to Gilman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did 8 weeks in Alice and we did 2 weeks at Gilman.
Yeah.
And then the episodes, round 1 was at Gilman and round 10.
Yeah.
Were
you on the Yamaha?
Yeah, I was about
We do the whip.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I was like, I know that's Ferris, but I couldn't put my finger on it because I'm doing something in the house I had no context. But yeah.
So anyway, I'm at Alice Springs. Dude, I pick up a bike on the way and be like, because I said yes to it because there's like so much money. I better check I can still ride. Like, I don't know if I'm strong enough to ride. It was going to be 125s. KTM got me a KTM 300 that I could do some trail riding on, which is sick, and I want to thank them for that. And we're out there, we're just riding a little bit each day on these 125s. And then one of my colleagues on cast was like a stunty. We like kicked it off. We're in the gym every day together. His name's Jimmy. We're out running, and then I get invited down to the thick track. I'm riding down the thick track and back. Dude, after 8 weeks of being at Alice Springs, I was like doing flips on the trampoline again.
Ready to go.
I was thinking, I'm going to race this think race. And I'm like, fuck, what am I thinking? If I'm going to do that, why don't I just go race motocross?
Yeah.
So I'm I just flipped the switch. I was like, I'm strong enough to do this. And I had this itch that I'm like, I'm not done.
Yeah.
So after that trip, I just head back to East Coast because I'm like, I need to get 450. And I call Yamaha on the way. I called Dakar. I'm like, dude, I've got over my hissy fit about the whole Yamaha stuff. I want to come and race for you.
Yeah.
He was cool, but he didn't take me. He took Tanny, and he had clout, I think, so whatever. And then, as it worked out, I ended up signing for Uribe in 22.
Yeah.
It seemed like a good deal. It was in-house, everything I kind of wanted.
Then you come back to the sport for 22.
Yeah, so at 22, man, I really struggled with that bike.
Yeah.
Like, I just could not ride the Honda.
And that's the most accurate way to describe it, was that I remember because there was a lot of hype. Obviously, you're coming back, and we're finally getting a full season of racing. The COVID thing was... Yeah, so 21's the end of it, right? So 22, we're finally getting going.
Yeah.
And I remember watching you at one fag. I'm not laughing. Like I said, I remember
you should laugh.
I remember watching you, and it was, I guess I've been around enough, and I'd seen you ride enough, right? And I remember the finish out, it went right, and then there was the run into that little step up thing, and you went left, right, left, hook off the track, and I was like, this is not good, man.
Nah,
I'd never seen you do anything like that before.
So legit, I was testing all off season and I could not find something that would work. And then the other half of the off season I was injured because I'd crash the thing every day and I'd do something dumb like get a bone bruise or a hematoma or something. So I legit come into one day like off the couch again.
Right.
Hadn't ridden in 4 weeks, whatever it was. I was like, I just got to get points. And dude, I only left there 14 points.
Yeah, you didn't have motor one?
No, I got lapped.
Yeah.
I was on the ground I got lapped, but I sucked. Bike didn't handle, no nothing. I was not ready, but the bike sucks.
It was a combo, but then Beaton wasn't killing it that year either.
No, Beaton was the following year.
Oh, well,
Beaton wasn't here.
He like back yet. Okay.
No, so it was me and Webbo. Webbo was pretty fast. He'd worked out how to run and everything. Anyway, I leave round one just like, I'm just throwing the contract and going, well, no, like, but man, Yariva's like, he called me, he's like, dude, whatever you need, let's get it. Let's make it happen. I still believe in you. So like, that was awesome because I'm like, no one else that watched me ride that day would believe that I could fucking make it back.
There's a lot to be said for Yariva and his dedication.
Yeah. And that's all I needed. I'm like, okay, cool. So what I did is I got home. That factory stuff wasn't working for me. Factory suspension.
Yeah.
We did this one setting with Moose with standard stuff that was like okay that I'd ridden on one time. I threw that in and adjusted a few things. It was a fair bit better, and because I was not fit around one either. I put in like the hardest 2 weeks of my life. I just went day for day for day for day for day, just moto, sleep, eat, repeat. And then the next round was at Mackay. And the standard suspension with like revalved, it was more subtle for me. Moose wanted to get the factory stuff better, like the same. He's like, I can, but I'm like, dude, I don't have time. I'm not fit. This will do. This is a fair bit better. And then I crashed Moto 1 a little bit. Didn't ride that good, went 5. And then I come out the next Moto and I won it. And that was like the first time I'd won since that one racing 19 on the KTM. Yeah. So that was like 3 year gap.
Yeah.
So.
And where was that?
At Mackay.
Oh, Mackay, that's right.
So yeah, I know we're blowing past this, but like I went from like, man, the shit I went through in America to COVID to break my back to retiring, not riding for a year,
Running a normal business.
Yeah, running a business, and then be like, fuck, I'm gonna do this, and then I broke my collarbone in the preseason and struggling with the bike, and I was like, and then I like got on the podium, second overall, and I won a moto, and it was like. Fuck, it was like one of the most significant wins of my career that day at Mackay. Yeah. I just felt like I just dug myself.
I don't know why I don't really have any recollection of that, but I remember the Mackay was sick. That track was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled a whole.
That was when Cloudy broke himself.
Yeah. I pulled a whole shot, held off Tanny, held off all the boys, and then even I was absolutely spent, but I knew if I could I just put in like my best lap on like third last lap, and I broke. Yeah, I broke the train of guys that was behind me.
Yeah,
and then I sailed it home for a win.
That's it. That's right.
And
it wasn't a fairy tale after that.
No, the next round was pretty good. It was Albury Wodonga was really rutted and tough, and I waxed him there. Not like in terms of like a lot, but I went 1-1-1 that weekend.
You did, hey?
Yep. Yeah. So had challenges from Todd, had challenges from Tang, had challenges from Gibbs. And I won all 3 motos. But then, it was up and down from there, man.
Yeah, because I remember now it being like Ferris is back, but then it didn't last to because you pretty much had a really good 3-4 motos, then it started to drop off again.
Yeah, so I was still crashing through the week. I remember at Gilman, man, I like 4 or 5, but like absolute wreck. I had like 2 massive crashes the week before. Body couldn't take it anymore. I had my body nipped out. I couldn't get out of bed when I lay down that night waiting for my delivery of dinner, and I just couldn't get out of bed. I was so dormant going. And then the next round was Maitland. I had a small issue with mechanical in Moto 1. It was like a shock or something. It was something small happened. I think it was my fault. Tinkering with the screwdriver, and anyway, went like 7-3 when I needed to actually win.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
it was Nessie that season with the points, wasn't it? It was all over the place.
Well, no, Tanny was real consistent, but like I was like getting close to the championship lead, have a bad round, close to championship lead, bad round. So then at this point, I was 30 something points down. I was like, fuck, and then next round was Coffs Harbour. I went 1-1 there, just through attrition, like just wore Tanny out. I kind of worked out how to race against him.
That's right, that was that Coffs motor.
Yeah, Coffs was Well, it was just rutted in the end.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good conditions, but
Yeah, it's really
if you moved that far off the line, it was like a swamp. Do you remember? They pulled all the dirt off.
soft. It was gnarly. Yeah, Tanny was fast there. I just wore him out and went one on that day, and I felt like I clawed my way back a little bit. He even maybe didn't have. I think he crashed with a lap to go on one of the motos. So I took a chunk of points. Then we went to QMP, and I went on there as well.
Because you were in a shot to win at Coolum, weren't you?
Well, it was
A long shot, but you could still win.
It was a long shot. He needed something to go wrong, and nothing went wrong.
No.
Nah, he
But you also didn't do the normal Ferris at Coolum thing either, did you?
no,
At all.
no. I was on Struggle Street.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so 30 Moto 1, I think there was some team orders, and Kyle could have passed me, but he didn't. So yeah, thanks for that, Kyle. And then in Moto 2, I lost my rear brakes on the slight lap. So it was like,
Because you were ninth in Moto 2 or something, weren't you?
oh, not that bad, but no, it was maybe 4th or 5th, but I felt like I should have been 9th. I was not riding.
I remember the press release writing it because we were doing the Pro MX stuff back there.
Yeah.
As an agency, we were doing all the PR and that for Pro MX. And yeah, I remember it just, the wheels came off in Moto 2, but I didn't look no rear brake.
No rear brake. And dude, yeah, it kind of sucked. And I retired again because I was actually done from when I broke my collarbone in January at Stadium Cross. I was like, what the fuck did I come back for? I'm like, can't ride the bike. I crash every day. I've got a broken collarbone. I'm like, this sucks. So in my head, I was actually done all year. I was like, can't wait till the year to be done.
Yeah. I know, dude. Like, I remember at Coolum, I walk up to you in the pits. And it's like, no, so I think you're a few cans deep at this point, and you're like happy to be done.
Yeah.
I was like, congratulations on the career, blah, blah, blah. And you were like, I'm good.
Yeah, I was so happy that it was over.
Like, you looked happy is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was stoked that I finished out the year because I just wanted to throw in the towel and we're going to get another bike or I just not race. I don't know why I did this. But like the belief that Yuri put into me and Jared and Boydie, I didn't want to let them down. And I still won like 8 motos that year on that thing.
You did?
I did. I did it 90-90 to the finish line, softening out.
But you got it done.
But I got some stuff done. So
and I remember I had that bike the next year, the 23 Honda.
Yeah.
And it was a very unpredictable chassis. Getting it to do the same thing twice was super difficult.
Yeah, that's what I felt with the bike. So yeah, man, I hit the road again. Started drinking too many bourbons. Something didn't feel right though.
Because you were coaching again, right?
No.
No?
Oh,
What were you
I just went North Queensland at the caravan. I'm just near the red LA.
Yeah.
Just left motocross behind. That's what I did. So.
And then you didn't.
Then
you came back.
Man, I was probably having a few bourbons in up at Cairns, and I was like, I don't know, something didn't feel right, and I was like, fuck, what if? I just had this little voice inside my head, like, dude, you're not done. Like, you can still do it.
This is the most insane year, I think, that people don't understand just what you achieved.
Yeah, well, what gave me the belief to do it was like I made friends with some guys at Caravan Park. They were coincidentally kind of into moto. Our girls made friends, and after a couple of days at a Caravan Park, when your girls are saying like, you're like, oh, I better introduce myself.
Yeah.
They're like, I know who you are.
Yeah.
Anyway, we hit it off, and we did like hanging out together, and I was like, fuck, I don't know. I just feel like I left some on the table with motocross, and they're like, oh, if you want to go racing, let us know, because they own like a massive business in Mackay. So I was like, fuck, maybe I could do it as pride to you. If someone like that's going to support me. So they're like, call me if you go racing. So then I really dug deep into what my values were. I'm like, shit, yeah, I want to go do it. So yeah, I wanted to do it on a blue bike. Called them up again. There's no space. There's no space at CDR then, which was
Understandable.
And I was like, I'm going to do the Pride Tier route. So called James from Business Motorcycles. 10 seconds into the call, he just said yes. I'm like, I haven't even pitched you yet. Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, but we'll have a good time doing it, whatever you want to do. Yeah. So I'm like, sweet. So I've got that sorted. Called my mates. They're like, yeah, we'll support you.
Did you get any bonus to Yamaha or anything?
Yeah, so that I did.
Yeah.
I did. Because they're like, we can't do anything. I'm like, well, can I ride for the MX2 team? They're like, no, you can't do that. And I'm like, oh, can you do your parts and bonus? They're like, let me call you back. They call back. Yeah, we can do that.
I guess it's win-win for them, right? Like, as if they're not paying CEO the bonuses, they're paying you.
No, well, that's the way I look at it, but it's not always the way that all the teams look at it.
It's not. And I know politically that we'll get to that, but their season, man, like.
Yeah, so in a couple of days, I had everything sorted. I was like happy as pig and shit. I was willing to drive there in my VO.
Yeah.
I actually called Wardy. I was like, hey man, can you do a top end for me every now and again? Like,
Just help me out with these.
yeah. And he's like, oh, how about I just build your bike, eh?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So then things developed, and he's like, hey, we've got like a Sprinter van. How about we send that as a support vehicle for you? So I ended up with like quite a bit of support. I was still privateer. Like, I had my mate drive that van. To the
Virgin mechanic, I forget his name.
Declan. So he was my business partner with the house wash business. Yeah. And he's not a mechanic by trade, but he's handy enough.
Yeah.
Like, wash the bike. If something serious went wrong, we had Wardy to lean on.
Yeah.
So, like, I had to sort entries, like, all of that. Yeah. Get him there. Wardy had the bike field under control, things like that. Got parts, got bonus. And it all just fell into place, man. And then, yeah.
And that's the fastest you've gone in a long time. It's like, I remember, when you're picking, you have a certain way of riding where it looks like you're going to fold the frame between your knees and ankles with your group so tight. And I've seen you ride enough to know when you're on and you were back.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like, understandably so, your own deal, everyone's evolved to the point where you probably got the best program you could have had for a few years, as far as you got the freedom to do your own deal again, fresh air off the Honda, back on blue, and you started going really fast really soon on that bike.
Yeah, like, oh man, it was so comfortable. Like, the moment I rolled onto the track, I was like, yeah, this is going to
Right
work for
decision.
me. Yeah, right decision. Man, I lived just around the corner from Moose, my suspension guy. And pre-season races went good. Was just in a good place, man. And that year, there was times like, there was like flashes of 2017 Dean.
No, it was 100%.
Yeah, so like the first opening round that we did on the 450s was Appen and Moto 1. That was 2017, or maybe even better.
Now, hold on, Appen was in round 2.
Yeah, but we lost Braden at round 1. We didn't.
You guys easy to race slow, right?
So for us, that was kind of round 1, and I got the whole shot, and I put in two hard laps, and I got +8 on the pit bull.
You checked out.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, I'll just maintain it.
And then you crashed, didn't you?
No, not in Moto 1. I just maintained it, and I pulled it out to 33 seconds.
That's right. That was when it was really hot day.
It was really hot. Yeah, it was 40 degrees. And, I was comfortable in the heat. Didn't bother me, but that was definitely Dean of old. I was comfortable in that setup.
Did Moto 2 that you crashed and charged back through?
Yeah, so there was, the last two were back-to-back.
That's right.
And
that's when they were still doing that format.
I did a little old school Dean. I did the first lap, and then I come around, like, after a lap, first corner, I could still hear someone behind me. I was Yamaha. I was like, fuck. I just panicked for a second at the handy, and I made a mistake. And
You went around that.
I panic and just kind of got lost in some fucking ruts and crashed. Shouldn't have done that. It left no teens fast in the first laps. But I think because I won so much by Moto 1, I was freaking out that someone could run with me.
Yeah.
Dude, I got up and crashed in the next corner. I was like, ugh. I was like way outside top 10.
Yeah.
Anyway, I charged through to 5th. And then, we did a back-to-back, and then a whole shot again, Moto 3. Kept it really, didn't do anything crazy, won that pretty easily. So, equaled, that was like my comeback round. I got second on account back to Aaron.
Yeah.
And as a privateer, that stung because that was like a difference of, I don't know, like $5,000, $6,000 or something. So I made it at the time. I was like, dang it,
expensive mistake.
That was an expensive crash. So, next round was Albury. Oh man, I blew up a bike because the conditions were so bad.
That was the full mud.
That was full mud. It should have been, but it was.
Yeah, they ripped the track during the week.
Then it rained, and then the track was ruined. If they left it sealed, it would have had dust at the end of the day.
I remember walking the track on Saturday before the rain came, and the rain already hit during the week. Yeah, it was like walking on an airbag.
You would just knew it was going to bust through last time.
Dude, we got some sick shots of you that day. I remember some podcasts we did and we had video, and yeah, that knee grip I'm talking about, that Ferris knee grip, and you're just sliding like before it got really bad.
Yeah.
Because it got worse throughout the day, didn't it?
So yeah, no, Moto2 I bounced back, I won it because I'm like, I've got to. I'm like, I don't know, 17, 20 points down now.
But then didn't a bunch of heavy hitters DNF Moto2, like Tanny?
Tanny did, yeah.
Did Beaton?
Beaton didn't, no.
No.
No, I had to run Beaton down to win the moto.
That's right.
Yeah.
Run literally because you guys were like paddling next to the bikes.
Well, no, by this point, the track was good. If you stayed in the...
Was there one good line?
Yeah, there was a couple good lines that wasn't even wet, but it was so deep and rutted. But it wasn't soupy. But yeah, I had to be real strategic in that moto because I'm like, oh, Jed had maybe like 10 seconds on me. So he could kind of see me in the opposite lane, maybe more like 15. And I was like, if I go now, he's going to go and I won't be able to make it happen. But so I had to kind of let the moto unravel, and I seen a whole bunch of lappers coming up in front of it. And I knew if I dropped the hammer on the backside of the track, the mechanics wouldn't have time to say Dino is coming.
Yeah, right.
So I had
This much strategy.
Yeah. So I dropped the hammer when I knew the mechanics couldn't see me, and he was catching lappers. So then we did half a lap. He come around past the people area. He didn't know I was coming, and then we had one whole more lap. And by the time I got back to the mechanics, I'd passed him, and he just was surprised I was there, and that I knew if he was ready for me, he'd be at me for it.
Yeah. Did your bike in Moto1 blow up by the finish when you like your clutch went out or something?
I burnt a hole in, there's like outside of head, there's like a water jacket.
Yeah.
And it was plastic on the new 23.
That's right.
I got the bike so hot that I burned a hole in it.
Right. I just remember it steaming everywhere. Yeah.
So it was that actually. In the same race, I lost the oil cap. It must have got knocked off, deep rut off the crankcase, like where the filler cap. Yeah. So there's oil pumping out of there, hitting the exhaust. That's what was making all the steam, or the smoke, the blue smoke
machine, dude.
But the thing actually just melted from the lack of water and heat that it got. Not from that. There was still heaps of oil left.
Dude, there was so much damage that round for and rightly so. Like the club copped all the heat for it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not involved with MA or Pro MX as a championship anymore. I feel it's probably a conversation slot in here, but it's like the track prep, the events, like it's not getting better. If anything, it's kind of going in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I mean, I slammed the club a little bit after that in an You were local, or I was local, but the story that I got is as I pulled off out of the podium, I run into Mark Hancock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, tell me what happened. So how did this happen? And he ran me through the sequence of events for the whole week.
Yeah.
And I got the whole story. That's why I was like, okay, well, if the story is correct, this is what happened. And I was like,
this is a problem, man.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
The positive of that is that all the rest of the rounds were spot on.
Yeah. The track prep was next. Like it's so much better. I mean, Appin was bad. They turned it into a hot pack mutter somehow.
Yeah, and the first corner was
swamped out. Then we went to Albury, we're talking about now, and and I remember everyone was very vocal. But I don't know, man. I feel like the business model is inherently broken with clubs running these events.
Yeah. Also, oh man, I don't want to kiss anyone off because I don't need to do that anymore. But I don't want to. But I know when Campbell was running, he ran a tight shit, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people disagreed with him, but man, he would be on top of this stuff. I was there for many years. He would have his eyes on everything all week, but also like if the club member went to pick up a hose to water the track at the wrong time, because that's what they do on the club day, Kevin would see it and be straight onto it. Yeah. And it all went pretty smooth. So I don't know where the problems are coming from.
It seems a little bit of a lack of cohesion. MQMB on the weekend a few weeks ago, last round, it was just like, that stops rate crash, the track prep. Yeah, again, I'm not here to slam the clubs, I'm not here to slam MA, I'm not here to talk shit on anybody, but there's too much money being spent by too many people for these things to be slipping through the cracks.
Right?
And you look at, like, you destroyed an engine at we went on with that day.
Yeah, it was a problem for me because I was a privateer.
Yeah.
And I was like, I only had 5 bikes allocated, so I'm like down to 4.
Yeah. It's instantly, you're not fixing that engine. That thing is
No, in that year,
molten.
we just come off the lack of parts we weren't getting from COVID as well, when it was a new model. And we're like, shit, we're not getting the parts for that to fix trainers. So it just went in the corner.
Just trash it, yeah.
Yeah, it'll get fixed later in the year when the parts arrive.
Yeah.
So we're like, shit, now we're going to do this privateer thing with the 4 bikes that we got.
Which for you is not a lot of bikes.
No, that's right. So what was it, 4 bikes, 5 bikes? I don't know if it was 5 or 4 bikes. Anyway,
Because regardless, when you don't have a factory team tearing them down every week, that doesn't go very far.
Yeah, that's right. So it all worked out. The only difference was I started racing my practice bike at the sunny states.
Right.
That's what I did. So that was okay. Had enough budget, and I was winning. You know, Yamaha were like, well, you put your budget, you win the races, so you know what I mean. So, and then where'd we go after that? Oh, Maitland.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a double header at Maitland as 1 Saturday,
2 Sunday.
and then 2 Sundays to make up for the motor we didn't get earlier in the year.
That's right.
Cleaned up there, won, and took back championship lead already. So I was stoked. Like, Jed had an average weekend. He really struggled there, and I had a really.
Yeah, the Honda wasn't. No, hold on.
It was a Honda.
He's on Honda that year. Yeah, the Honda did not work for him on the hardback. I remember that.
Yeah. So he come back in 23, and that was his first year back. He was on the Honda. And then we went to Gilman, and I don't know why. Every time I've been to that track, which is only twice, or that's 3 times.
Yeah, you struggled there that day, didn't you?
I did, dude. I just sucked. It started bad and didn't get any better.
I remember you had some tip overs. You were like top 5, but it wasn't spectacular.
Yeah, I think I was 9th in Moto 2. I had a couple of tip overs. Wasn't riding good. Man, it was. yeah, I sucked. Yeah. I honestly, it was. What happened that day is I got up early and I was watching the Lawrence's race in America.
Yeah.
And there's still a part of me that goes, fuck, I did it all wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen it, how they've done things right. And what I didn't know and didn't know how to get guidance to do or reach out to good help.
And you talked about, if you guys that are listening to this now, like we talked about this a lot in episode 1 about the people around you and that progression, right?
Yeah, so, and I'm not jealous for the results again. I think it's sick. Like, I'm big fans of theirs, but in myself, I was like, fuck, I messed up, you know? And that morning, I felt that. I remember going to the track library, and I'll be like,
some life feelings were coming up for you, even though, okay.
Years later, you know what I mean? Because now that I'm older and worked out, a lot of things.
That's one of those, if you know then, well, you know now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So looking back, I'm like, probably went in with the wrong attitude, got out of the wrong side of bed.
Yeah, just a
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Anyway, Hillman's not a spectacular track where you're excited to go ride it.
No, exactly not. And it was piss and rain, Moto 2 or whatever. I ruined my goggles again at that trap. Yeah, so left there and went soul searching, honestly. I was like, oh man, I was like, don't know, just not happy with myself with that and a few things. And dude went hacking mountains and shit.
just went to find yourself.
Yeah, just went to find myself. Didn't change too much, a little bit of bikes out. And then come to Toowoomba, second lap round, I was like so ready. Yeah. I don't know how many points I was down the championship. Like, I don't know, a few on Jed, 7 maybe. And I got super pole, which is pretty unusual by this point. And then 1-1 on the day, perfect day, 2 whole shots, 2 wins. And I got the championship league back, and I was like pretty much I'm going to keep it now. And then, went into, it's one of the third last round.
Yes, and did we go to QMP then?
Then we went to QMP. Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, QMP.
Yeah, it's 3 in a row at Queensland.
Yeah, that was right.
QMP call them,
So my plan...
That was the last ever call, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I only had 7 points on Jed at QMP. And given that he had just come back from living in Lommel for 6 years, I was like, I don't know how good he's going to be at Coolum. Like, I know he's uncomfortable at times, but like, I can't let him.
Well, the same as you when you came back from Europe, right? Your sand speed was just,
Yeah, so I was like, I really need to dominate today was the plan at QMP. And yeah, Moto 1 got the whole shot, checked out, got for like 15 seconds or something. And in Moto 2, got the lead on the first lap with not the best start. And then, dude, I dropped it like at the end of the lap in like the inside in a mud. It was kind of like stuck under the bike. It was like a dumb move going to the inside. I was like blocking the inside because I knew Tanny was there.
Yeah.
And I'd watched the replay from Moto 1 and I'm like, oh, Tanny's a little desperate because he's still in the championship. And I seen some, like a movie put on Top Orders. I was like, dang, like that was a strong move.
Tanny doesn't fuck around when it comes to box.
No, and I know like Tanny gave me a love tapping practice. Jed gave me a love tapping practice.
It was shaping up.
It was shaping up.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to leave the door open for Aaron.
Yeah. I ended up tipping over.
Dude tipped over. I was like, fuck. And I was thankfully could get my leg out from under the bike. Got up and I was in ninth. And then, yeah, just put on one of those rides, like one of the best rides I think I've ever ridden in the Nationals, and come through everyone. Put a really hard pass on Jet as well. And I caught Webbo, and then Webbo was pushing. We were pushing up to Aaron. Aaron got caught up with the lapper. He tore off.
Was that when
Tannery
hit Grothiers, right?
Can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
That ruined off Radiator.
Yeah.
And then
He didn't have to, yeah.
And then Webbo was running a really strong race, and I kind of had time to breathe then because I'm like the lead's right in front of me, and I just had to use a fair bit of experience to get around him. Like I felt like I had to pull him into a couple lines he didn't want to get into to make the move, and yeah, just went 1-1 at QMP.
Sealed the deal.
And
Nice.
that day is probably where I sealed the deal for the championship. So it meant I had like 14 or 15 points going into Coolum, which was comfortable. So
Manageable, yeah.
manageable. And yeah, mailed at home with a 2-2 at Coolum.
Got it done.
Yeah, Webbo went 1-1, got it done, and yeah, that fourth championship. So
4P, and that puts you in tie with Marmont.
yes,
Yeah,
with Marmont. So he did 4 in a row.
and you've done 4.
I done 4, yeah.
Your road, definitely not a straight line. I mean, we talked about that so much in the first episode, but far out, man. Like, you just listen to the last couple of hours of conversation of COVID, broken back,
Yeah.
leaving the sport, coming back, leaving the sport, coming back. Like, it's definitely not a straight line.
No, it wasn't. And yeah, man, I broke down after I went across the line. I did not expect it. It was just, I guess, just all of those last 5 years, whatever it was.
Yeah, culminating in that moment.
Yeah, just letting it go, man. Just like heaps of weight off my shoulders. Like, just, it's not like I ever had pressure from anyone. It was just for myself. Like, I so badly wanted to do it. And I had like this little voice saying, you can go do it again, despite all the challenges, breaking my back, recovering, retiring, all of those things. And then, yeah, man. And the cool thing is I got to do it with some like really, really cool people. Like Wardy and I being like really good friends for like, since I started, like 18 years.
He's team. Like, I remember talking to him that season. Like, he was Team Ferris, 100%.
Yeah, and it was like the first time we really got to work with each other. Benny Lane, he ended up stepping in and spentering for me the second half of the year.
Yeah.
And we led the championship in 2011 on Cowie till the second last round.
It's a nice full circle moment there.
Yeah, so it was full circle. We got to win it together.
Yeah.
You know, did it for Yamaha. James from Brisbane Motorcycles, we've been friends for a long time. And when I called him, he's like, yes, boom, done. And then those people from Major Electrical in Mackay, Paul and Mick, they were there on the hill, like just making such a ruckus, man. Just like we set up a beer tent for him. And like this championship, I remember like was the first time I like took a parade lap. I like slowed down,
Took it all in.
just like saluted them, and like they were just going nuts, took it in. It was special, man. I just had a lot of people step up to like make the dream possible, because it's like I just wanted to do it. I did it for free, man. I'm like, I believe I can do it, and like
Such a against all odds
Yep.
kind of. You don't normally take, what was it, 2018 was your last championship. So what's that? 19, 20, 21, 22, 5 years.
yeah,
By the time the end of the season, it was 5 years.
Yeah.
It's unheard of, really.
Yeah, so like just mum was there, brother's there, my wife Renee. Now my kids were there, and they'd be old enough to remember it.
Yeah.
Just all of those people that pulled together to make it work. And we had so much harmony. We had so much fun. You know, like
Well, the teamwork is the
dream work. That's right. You know, like under Wardy's truck, we were doing barbecues, and maybe I wasn't having bourbons, but I'll stop by and have a few now that I'm done.
Yeah.
Like we just had a good time, had a smile on our face. We're just all there to just do well. Like Declan, my business partner, stepped up, drove heaps for me, spent it for me. Man,
just good people.
Just good people
getting together.
Just good people. Right? Like a lot of most of my favorite people just come together to make it happen, and then and then just have so many friends and family to show up there at Coolin as well, like see the dream again.
Or the last call, the fairy tale send off.
Yeah.
If you drove past there now, huh?
Yeah, man.
Dude, how sad is it?
Yeah.
Cause
fully developed, turned into an estate.
You go to Chiggy's with your daughter.
Yeah, I'll go running past the track and.
Dude, I went out there the other day. What I was doing, I picked my jet ski up from the mechanic there, and I was like, I wish I didn't.
I don't know.
So checking in your
to give you guys context listening, there's the dirt piles 10 foot high, dozers going flat out, excavators. It has still leveled it, but they're building it up obviously because I get flood water, floodplain.
As far as the eye can see is just leveled ground and asphalt, rocky kind of dirt, and nothing of Coolum is left except the gate. I was just I just turned around, I want to see this.
Yeah. So no, that was cool. Doing it there again. Won the first one there, won the last one there. And yeah, just
So are you at this point, you've 4P, you've done 4, you've defied all odds. Are you wanting to go again?
Absolutely.
You are? Okay.
I feel like I just started getting things fully rolling. All right, old Dean's back where he can show up, do a 1-1, make it happen, you know what I mean? I went through a few things early in the year with the DNS and a couple little crashes, and body's good. I really like the new 23 model. And then, I'm at this point really keen. Really keen. Because I'm well, I've made it this far. No one's ever done 5. Let's do it. So.
And then, look, politically, I said this before, it's not a good look for Yamaha. It, in a sense, is an amazing look for Yamaha because you're out there. And I remember we were doing content for some of the brands that you were partnered with you, and you're a stock pipe on. It's a stock program. It's not it's privateer as it gets. So for Yamaha in one degree, it looks incredible that you're out there competing with the factory teams, right? On the other side, you know how the politics in this game work. It is not a good look for Yamaha when they're giving a lot of money to a lot of people and you're beating them on a privateer program.
Yeah, that whole game, I don't really get it. You know, the whole corporation game. Yeah. I would have thought me winning on the stock bike, and guys, it would have been the most stock bike on the start line. I think I had heavy duty chain, ODI grips. I had the stock handlebars, stock wheels, stock discs, stock suspension units.
It's an amazing commercial for Yamaha.
It would be, but they didn't advertise it. So obviously it probably did cause some issues internally. Yeah. And that side of things, I don't really get. Yeah. But anyway, if they wanted to utilize it, they could have. But man, I'm here still selling the bike though. You know, it's a stock bike, and it was good enough to win.
I just know how the pits work, and it's
dude, I didn't even have an ECU. Yeah. I didn't even connect my phone. It was on 0, whatever the stock it is that you are. I don't love the bike.
I remember going out to QMP because I was doing a bit of riding that year, just to ride.
I didn't see you out at time.
Yeah. I think it was at the end of the season, you were getting regular nations in France.
Oh, yeah.
And hands down, I've been around a long time. And I remember being out there that day, and I just poured over, I gotta watch you ride. I was talking to Wardy, and you were doing a moto, and I was far out, dude. You were going so fast. And again, I'm not jaded, but not much impresses me anymore because you see it all the time. And again, I go okay for a vet guy. If I ride a bit, I get back up to speed, I'm all right. And I was just I'm not even on the same track as you. You've been 30 seconds lap faster than me. This is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. And Wardy was yeah, he's just getting going, man. He's he's finding more speed now than when we finished at Coolum.
Yeah.
And And you did pretty well at nailing the crash, right?
Yeah, I think the bike setup I had that day at QMP was awesome there.
Like you were literally pulling the throttle off the back.
Yeah,
Like, you were going so fast.
I was going fast, but the setup I had really worked for QMP. When I got to Earn A and there's like ruts and they're deep and bumpy, I probably went a little bit too far with my setup.
Too rigid.
Yeah, too rigid, too front end high. I reckon the setup I had at like round 2 at Appen would have worked really good at Earn A, and probably the one I should have stuck with the whole year.
Yeah, okay.
I think after a bad round at a Gilman, I was like, I need to change my bike setup, and then I made it work. But like looking back now, that was silly. I should have just stayed with that setup. I had it earlier in the year at Appen. It would have worked at Earn A because I really struggled at Earn A. For like front end high, bike was rigid. I couldn't steer through the ruts. I'm like washing the front on the up ramps. Yeah. I rode okay, but definitely not to my level. It was a little disappointing for me just personally that I didn't ride to my highest level. I think if I had that set up and I was a little fitter, because I ended up the flu after Coolum, and then also everyone going race Supercross.
Yeah,
ended up their own. I was on my own. The tracks were smooth, and I felt like my level was a fair bit lower than it was earlier in the year.
Yeah. But what are you going to do? You're going to go to Europe early on your own and try and figure it out, right?
No, that's exactly not what we're going to do. Yeah.
So then 24 rolls around. You don't have to say it, but I'm assuming it was, if you stay in blue, you go on a CDR, and that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was. I wasn't
Not in a negative way.
I wasn't even opposed to it. I really did like my setup.
Do you think you could have done it again on your own? Like, take away if you had support or not, could you have sustained that again? Emotionally, mentally, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, I could have. I feel like I probably would have got more support, and it would have actually been really, really viable. I think doing it with Yamaha was maybe not an option. And I wasn't even opposed to going CR, so...
Well, that is the dream team, right? Getting back together again, sort of thing.
Yeah, you get the band back together, but... Yeah, so, no, 24 didn't go well. I don't really need to or want to talk too much about 24. Let's just wrap up a good podcast with like I sailed into sunset, member 23, wanted a privateer. And then, you know, I know that internally it probably caused problems, like, because I know like some people get a bit funny, like a privateer wins, you know, even just people. Yeah. You know, I actually want to inspire people that you can do it. You don't need everything.
Yeah,
you know,
your story should illustrate that.
Yeah.
If you listen to the last 5 hours of these podcasts we've done.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the legacy I want to leave. Like, dude, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't, or that, dude. You have some really solid people around you. You get some really good advice. You can achieve a fair bit.
That was going to be my question to close this off: is how do you want to be remembered in the sport?
Look, I always race with my heart on my sleeve, and even when I was like at the nationals, and those times where I was unchallenged, and the thing that kept me going or wanting to build a bigger lead was like, hey, there's going to be a little Johnny in the crowd here that's going to remember this. You know what I mean? Like, if you try hard and you ride hard and you really, really put your mind to it and put your heart into it, you can achieve a lot. And I didn't want little Johnny to leave the day and go, oh, Dino, I think he won, but it was only 2 seconds. But like, if little Johnny left and went, hey, Dino won by like 20 seconds, because that day I had the ability to do that. I want people to remember that. You know what I mean? And I know some people remember that I was able to do it as a privateer. That I went overseas like early, against all odds, was broke, just trying to make it happen. So like, yeah, if you've listened to part 1, like we mentioned, like my story was, I rewrote the script. I just threw the script in the bin and was like, I'm going to make it. You know what I mean? No matter how, I'm going to make it. And I guess that's the legacy I want to leave. Like, you just have a go, you try hard. And if you're interested, got good people around you, you can make it happen.
And that's what you did, man. Yeah. Well, that's as good a send-off as any. Dean Ferris, thank you for coming back in, and the last 2 pods. It's probably probably the most interesting interviews I've done, man. On a personal level, you've always been cool to me, and you were a tough nut to crack back when you were racing.
Yeah.
But no, man, I really appreciate it. I think people are gonna get a lot out of this, and telling that story is cool.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Yeah. Ride hard, stay safe.
And we'll maybe get you in again. I don't know, maybe once a year. We're both Sunny Coast locals, so we'll just catch up and shoot the shit on what's going on in the
battle
sport.
motocross. Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be cool. Maybe do some review pods on some things or whatever. But
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
No worries.